what we do here is go back.
Right then, let's see if this is going to actually work. You never know, it might do. Hello, good evening, it's Mike here, Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. It is Saturday the 28th of December 2024. Hopefully you all... 2024. Hopefully...
Sorry.
Oh, it's 2020 as well. Yeah, well done. Put me right off then.
Sorry.
Hopefully you all had a fantastic Christmas and are feeling festively plump. I know I certainly am. I don't think I can get quite close enough to the table today. So yeah, hopefully you all had a fantastic time. Please let us know in the comments what you were doing for Christmas. And already we've got a super chat come in from our good friend of the channel, Mick Woods. Thank you very much, Mr. Woods. How are you? Mick says, "Hi Mike, Kath and Mub fans. Thanks for all the content throughout the year. Great stuff." Thank you very much, Mick. I'm glad at least one person has enjoyed it. That makes it all worthwhile. Rick says, "Mike, you're still alive." Apparently I am. Just about. I feel like I'm going to be getting a cold. I'm sort of feeling like a little bit nasally. But anyway, I think it's just the weather. It happens. Or maybe it's because it's been like a mad rush up until Christmas and now it's kind of sort of over.
Conflicts resolving.
Yeah, resolving all the past issues and looking forward to a new shiny, brand spanking new 2025, which I am very much looking forward to. I think hopefully it's warmer. I'm fed up of this cold stuff. It's not very good. And as you can possibly see in the background behind me, we do currently have the current weather on display, courtesy of our Divoom Pixoo 64, which is a pixel art display monitor. Ta-da! As you can see currently at the moment here in United Kingdom, it is 4 degrees Celsius with highs of 4 and lows of 4. A little bit warmer tomorrow though, by the look of it. And potentially a little bit of sunshine peeking out from behind the clouds there.
Clouds?
Hopefully, yeah. It's very foggy at the moment actually. I think that's what's making it so cold. If anyone's interested in picking up a Divoom Pixoo 64 or any of the Divoom range, we are now affiliated with Divoom. So if you want to pick up anything, there's links in the video description and there's a discount code as well. Although they've got some really good offers on at the moment. So I think there's up to 40% off on some items at the moment over on the Divoom site. So feel free to peruse. Links are there for your use, should you wish to. They've got some pretty cool stuff actually. We've got their Bluetooth speaker, which is currently in the kitchen. Which, yeah, Kath's going to go and grab it now. It's very good. Divoom is a very interesting company. They basically have kind of latched onto the pixel art theme and yeah, they seem to be making some very interesting products. So it's all very good. Skystalker says, "Hello, hope you're doing well. I am tired of being sick." Oh no, sorry to hear that.
This has got a bit of kitchen wear and tear on it.
The Divoom Divoom, I can't remember what this is called now. The Ditto. It's got a really nice little speaker built into the top. Surprisingly loud for what it is. And this one is a much lower resolution display than obviously that one behind us. But yeah, it's very cool. It's got some little real keycaps and key switches there. And a little dial on the side so you can get it to play music and stuff. Which I'm not sure if it's going to play now. No, you've got to press the mode button. You can switch through the modes, do various things with it.
It's on the SD card.
And play games like Tetris and stuff. I can never remember how to... Oh, that's the one.
Got it round the wrong way a bit.
don't want it in Bluetooth.
Trigger down. Select.
Oh god. I give up. Kath will do that.
What,
The other one's much easier.
it's easy because I can work it.
Good to see plenty of you in the chat tonight, and you're not out out partying. I bet most of you are knackered, or just had enough. So you figured you'd join Kath and Mike on your Saturday evening, and we do thank you for that very much. And thanks to all of you who sent us Christmas wishes and cards, etc. We do appreciate it. It's always nice to receive things in the post, especially when you're not expecting it. So,
And in person, Dave.
what's that?
And in person.
Oh yeah, and Dave
We
coming around.
enjoyed those
Yeah.
shortbreads.
Yeah. Oh, got indigestion now. I ate my tea too quick. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, hopefully you're all good. Obviously, the main thing of tonight's stream, we've got some giveaways to do. Well, 2 giveaways. We have got, courtesy of Andy Archer, we've got the Corsair icue Link H100i RGB. So that is going to be given away. Links for that are in the video description. So if you want to enter, there is a link for a video. Go to the video, leave a comment with the word win, and then that'll be picked up by the software. Show you that later. And you could be in to win this, or potentially a Amazon gift card voucher, which was also kindly provided, and will be sent out. I'm not too sure how that's going to work for the gift voucher if you're not in the UK, but we'll figure something out one way or the other. We'll get it done, and hopefully whoever wins is nearby, because this thing is actually quite heavy. That's going to cost a bit to post, but it doesn't matter because it's Christmas and we'll get Santa Claus to do it. On a different note, has anybody watched Red 1? It's a new Christmas movie out on Amazon Prime, and it features Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a man with a very similar haircut to myself, and also has Santa Claus. Who'd have thought it? Actual Santa Claus in a film. It's actually a very enjoyable film. I thought it was going to suck, but I actually quite enjoyed it. Whether or not it's because there was not a great deal else on TV at the time, but yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Sat down for, well, I think it was about 2 hours, the film, and yeah, it was very good. So if you've watched it, let me know. Let me know what you thought. Did you think it was too cheesy, or do you think it was just like a proper Christmas old school movie? I thought it was, personally. Joe Barnes says hi. How you doing, Joe? Hello to all of you. Oh dear, poor Sky. Charles Ballard says, I watched Red 1 the day it went available. I loved it. Excellent. I'm glad I'm not alone. At least there's one person who enjoyed it as well. Nico says, hi Mike, how you doing? Skystalker says, Red 1 was pretty good, better than I thought. Patrick LaBelle says, I've watched it, quite good. Yeah, everyone seems to be, I think, pretty much, well, at the moment, in the same sort of camp. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. It was like extremely far-fetched. Obviously, it's got Santa and like magical creatures, and it's just, yeah, it's a little bit of escapism. So if you haven't watched it, I would actually, yeah, I would suggest watching it. It's something which you can watch as an adult, and you'll get all the references. And if you're a child, I think you'll enjoy it as well. It's one of those kind of, it's a pretty decent all-round family movie, really. Quite nice. Anyway. Dave, what are you doing? Don't scratch the table. That's new.
David.
Jeepers, Dave. We'll take your Christmas money away from you and buy some new tables. You keep on like that. Sorry, Dave is misbehaving.
You can see his feet.
Tough Enough says, not seen it, but I heard they kidnapped Santa Claus. Yeah, that is part and parcel of it. I don't want to give away any spoilers, even though it's obviously, you can't really not give away spoilers because it's a Christmas movie. It's about Santa Claus getting kidnapped. So obviously you can imagine what the outcome is, because Christmas still goes on. But anyway, Rick H says, mentally I'm 10 years, just check, yeah, I did say 10 years old. I know the feeling. I think actually sometimes I go less than that. Ira Wolfman says, watching it now with the kids. Awesome stuff. Skystalker says, my kids didn't like Red 1 much. They seemed horrified that we did. Excellent. Joe says, hi Mike and Gaff and Feline Family. Glad you had a great Christmas. Sorry, pressed send too quickly. No worries. You can send as many messages as you want. It's good for the algorithm. So yeah, it sounds like pretty much everyone other than Skystalker had a great Christmas with his sickness. Sorry to hear that. And Aletta as well. Hopefully you're feeling better soon. It's never nice as being unwell. Our daughter's actually got a little bit of the sniffles and she's jetting away on yet another holiday tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I think. Was it tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening? I think it's tomorrow morning, isn't it? Yeah. She's off to Lanzarote.
Yeah, you got it.
I remember the thing.
Only 2 syllables.
It was in one of those. Is that part of the Canary Islands?
Might be. It's by Africa, isn't it?
Geography is not my strong point, which is probably not great, especially when I've got to send out gifts in the post
That's probably
to
got
people.
cold because you weren't very good at that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Game yesterday.
Thanks to Raj D for being a member for 5 months. He says, happy holidays, not long till New Year. Funnily enough, just before we started the stream, Kath and I were briefly discussing whether or not we're going to do another stream on New Year's Eve. Not too sure how it's going to work out in terms of our availability, but potentially there might be. So if enough of you want to see us on New Year's Eve and you're not doing something else, let us know in the chat. Would you like to see us do a stream for New Year's Eve? I can't say that I'm going to be doing much drinking, but I might try and knock together a build or something just to pass away the hours, because you can't go bed early, can you, on New Year's Eve? As much as you want to, if you're going out and having a party, it's great. Time flies. But if you're at home or whatever...
Shots.
What's that?
You could do a few Bayless shots as you're building.
I could do a few Bayless shots every time I mess up something on the build.
Okay.
And get to the point where I'll be drinking through a
You've
straw.
got 2 bottles.
You never know.
Should see through a build.
So yeah, let us know if you're interested in a possibly slightly drunken New Year's Eve build stream. We'll see what we can do.
No, saying
You
yes.
never know. We have actually got...
Lettuce is yes if I'm still alive.
Oh, bless you.
You're healing the lettuce. Good.
If I've actually got an unboxing to do later on in the stream of a new graphics card which has arrived, which is not the one you think it's going to be. It's another one. And I've got to put that into a build. So potentially there might be a build based around that for the stream. So yeah, we'll see what will happen then.
Viali, look out for Ugly Bob while he's there.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, Viali, if you're booked into a hotel in Newcastle, have a look out for Ugly Bob if he's up there somewhere. We still haven't found him. We've not heard from him.
Has anyone else?
Has anyone heard from Ugly Bob? Like, seriously now, this is actually quite worrying because he's an extremely regular contributor and kind of person of our community. And he's just literally disappeared off the face of the earth. Now, I know he works for, I'm not going to say where or what, but he works in a job where it does involve a lot of travel, or it had involved a lot of travel. So sometimes he would go to places where it was kind of radio silence. But it's been a few months now, so I don't know. Who knows? But if anyone's heard from Ugly Bob, please let us know he's all right. We were actually seriously considering writing a letter to his wife and just like saying like, is he okay? You do worry about people. Yeah. Jason Westaway says, Mike's Unboxing Reviews now too. Want to say I am enjoying your Discord server. You're very welcome. And if anyone else wants to enjoy it, there's a link in the chat for you now. So you can head on over and, especially at this time of year, the festive season, where sometimes people are feeling a little bit lonely, a little bit down possibly, or maybe just you're pissed off with your build because things ain't going right. Then you can head over to our Discord, meet some new friends and ask some questions and potentially even get your PC fixed. How's about that? And it's all completely free.
And have random key presses sent to you by Dave.
Yeah. You may get messages sent to you by Dave when he randomly steps on the keyboard. Quite often people think I've had a stroke or something, but it's just Dave on the keyboard. Viali says I'll have to watch the stream after the fireworks. Well, we can put some fireworks on if you want. I'll get some indoor ones. Saying that, the build might go wrong and it might produce its own fireworks. Who knows?
Bang.
So, what time is it now? It is now 20:35 or 20. It's gone 8. I will be doing the draw for the AIO and also the Amazon gift voucher. I'll be doing that about 9 o'clock. So this is kind of like the last warning for anyone who's interested in trying to win it. Head over to the video. It's linked in the video description. Also as well, while you're there, say thanks to Andy, because he kindly provided it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And also, should say as well, a couple of birthday mentions. One of which is to the Ordinary Dude. His birthday today. And I believe he is in rural USA. I think I'm correct in saying that. Possibly, is he near the Canadian border or the other border? It's in America somewhere. I know it's a big place. I could put a pin on it if I saw it. Possibly. I couldn't. I'm lying to myself. I really couldn't. So happy birthday to the Ordinary Dude if you're watching this at some point, because of the time difference. I understand all that stuff. But many happy returns. And also tomorrow, Colin Hilton, the legend that is Colin Hilton, is a massive 81 years young tomorrow. So many happy returns to Colin, and may there be many, many more to come. Colin's a very cool guy. Now, you'd think that, like, the majority of people in their kind of 70s and 80s, you kind of get a general stereotypical idea of what they're like. And Colin's completely different. He's well into his technology, well into his computers. He loves gaming, PC stuff, technology. And yeah, it's really refreshing that we've got such a diverse age range and also kind of demographics of people in our Discord and in our community as a whole. Everybody from, I don't know, 8 to 80 and beyond is pretty phenomenal. It's pretty cool. Vianney says it was my birthday on the 22nd. 62 years young. Nice one.
Happy birthday.
Very happy birthday to you. And who else? There was somebody else's birthday as well, wasn't there? God, I hate it when I forget people's birthdays and things. Collins? Ordinary Dude. I'll have to look on the Discord. But it was someone else's birthday as well. So anyway, if you're having a birthday, actually, my commiserations, because having a birthday this close to Christmas and New Year's, your presents must suck. Because you know you're going to get one of those combo presents, aren't you? It's like, oh, this is your birthday and Christmas. It happens. I like it. Kath and me both got our birthdays halfway through the year. So it's all good. We're sorted.
And mine's right next to yours, so you don't forget.
Rick Wellybob says, of course, that was the other birthday we forgot to mention. Baby Jeebus. God bless you.
Oh, I missed that. What day was that then?
Christmas Day, you fool. The 25th. Baby Jesus.
Oh.
It's Christmas. Hence the name, Christ Mass. It's not Rick's birthday. Joe Barnes.
It would be.
Joe Barnes was the 14th of December. 56 years young.
You're thinking my mum's was the 19th.
Yeah. Mick Woods says, I'll be 70 in 2025. Scary stuff. Hey, 70 is the new 50. I'm absolutely positive that is the case. Whatever your birthday is, take off 20 years, because that's basically what you are. You're just 20 years younger, but you got a bit more mileage. You're like a rental car. You're younger, but you got a lot of miles on the clock. Nick Barnes says, how's this? Joe bought her own birthday and Christmas presents to make sure she got what she wanted. Now that is how couples should work. It's very easy to get the wrong thing, and there's nothing worse than being disappointed on Christmas Day. Kath's pointing at her wrist. Oh, sorry, my gift from Mrs. Churchill this year.
Bought and ordered by you.
Bought and ordered by me.
Because I buy the wrong thing.
Because Kath bought the wrong thing. So I bought myself a new watch. Now, most of you are probably thinking, well, Mike, that's the same as your other one. No, it's not. It's very different.
It's not Biden.
This one doesn't have the brand Biden written on it, which kind of upset me a lot. But also, it's a fully automatic watch, so just give it a little shake or a bit of movement, and it kinetically winds itself with a Seiko movement inside it, nonetheless. Made by a brand called Invicta. And yeah, they're pretty good watches.
It's Kenny D's birthday tomorrow.
Kenny D's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. So that's you and Colin. Awesome stuff. Derek Cannon says, what day was that? Brilliant. Kath, that was an absolute classic.
What was?
Baby Jesus' birthday.
I thought you meant Welly Bob's.
Oh, keep digging. Ah, dear.
I thought Welly Bob's was around April.
Extra stuff. Wayne Taylor says,
sis.
I celebrate the 22nd of September every year, as it comes once a year. I'm confused with that one. Jason Westerway says, Discord is 13 plus. It is, fortunately. We have had the occasional member on our Discord who has not officially been 13 or more. It's not good. They should make Discord maybe a 16 plus, really, I think. Anyway, let's not get into that. Paul Lamont says, I'm 44 plus 20% VAT. Oh, don't remind me of VAT. Got tax returns coming up soon. Love those.
My shelf will love those because it'll take a bit of weight off it.
It's Thanos Stream says, hello guys and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Skystalker says, our gift to each other was a new fridge and washer dryer. Exciting? Not really. Practical? Yes. Yeah, because without a fridge, you are going to starve. So that is the gift that gives the gift of life. And a washer dryer, well, you don't want to be going around in skanky old knackered clothing, do you? Wet clothing. Like our ancestors, where they would get clothes and wash them in the sink or whatever and wring them out by hand or on the scrubbing board or whatever. Technology. Great. O'Reilly says, damn, I was hoping after brand Biden watch it would be brand Trump or Musk.
But
yeah, maybe next year.
How much work did I put into that watch for you today?
Yeah, Kath put in so much effort into this watch because
faulty tools.
These watches come with, obviously, they've got the links in them, and trying to get the links out to actually reduce the size of it for a smaller wrist was very, very hard work. Much harder than it should have been, I think, personally. Anyway, yeah, nice looking watch, and it wasn't outrageously expensive. Despite loads of people comment on the video still. Every time they're like, budget graphics card and you wear that watch? It was a cheap watch, the Biden watch. It was 20 quid, 19.99 from Amazon.
I think it's gone up to 23.99.
It's now about £24 because of inflation. But it was a cheap watch. This one was a little bit more expensive, about 60. But it winds itself, so it's all good.
Can I move the camera to show Dave?
Go on. Gonna show you Dave now. Dave's
Aaron is monkey.
You're alright, Dave.
Dave.
You were actually asleep then, weren't you? You're a good boy. I can hear you snoring though. Bless him.
That's my chair.
He's a lovely kid. One of our extended family.
Our kids.
Thanos says, hey Mike, I saw a video of you playing Rocket League and you were so good. Was I? That had to happen. I actually do play quite a bit of Rocket League and sometimes I'm really good. Oh, Otis is trying to come in now.
I think just let him out. He's not coming in, he's looking around that way.
Derek Cannon says, those automatic watches always make me chuckle about charging them. Shake a weight of watches. PMSL. Nico says, hit 17 on the 6th of this month. Might be on the younger side here right now. I don't know if you are actually. There's quite a few younglings trying to learn the ways of the Force. Oh, sorry, yeah. Victor says, yes, I agree with Mike. Lol, first world problems. My gifts weren't exciting. I know, Christmas is, I don't know, it's a strange time of year, isn't it, for Christmas? I know there's a lot of people that find Christmas very stressful. And I've got to be honest with you, I do as well. it's one of those things where you're trying to please as many people as you can, trying to do as much as possible. There's only so many hours in the day, and it doesn't help when you watch these things, like you watch EastEnders, probably a bad example, but you see all these kind of Christmas films and you see the adverts and you see these massive, huge spreads of food and people enjoying themselves and having a great time. The reality is, for most people, Christmas is far, far from that. It's a very stressful time where you're spending more money than you've got to try and make other people happy. And there's a lot of people that spend Christmas on their own.
Whether souls that you can't even plug in, they've got to go through.
Whether they actually choose to be alone or whether it's just circumstances. So, like I said in the video the other day, kind of Christmas is the time for me, I think personally, where rather than trying to focus on the materialistic side of things and look at what I've got and all that kind of stuff, just like spend a little bit of time, think about other people that may be less fortunate. And like for us, me and Kath, when we go shopping in our local village, there's quite often like homeless people outside of shops, you know, rattling their cans or what have you. So if you can, just find them a few quid or ask them if they want a sandwich, or you can get them a coffee, or just stop and actually talk to them, because they're humans as well as you all know. And spreading a bit of kindness and just having a conversation with someone who's lonely or on their own or down on their luck, it means a lot to a lot of people. So if you can, just try and make some time. I know a lot of us kind of go around in our blinkered world and you just want to keep your head down, do your shopping, get on, go, get about your business. But if you can, just spend a couple of minutes. If you see someone who's on the streets or down on their luck, just smile. That goes a long way, really does. I try and do it all the time, and even just walking into our local village, even people, like if I don't know somebody and I'm walking past, I make the effort to smile or say hi or Merry Christmas or good morning or whatever it is. Just reach out to people and try and communicate. In like, I think as a human being, it's nice to have that, and for someone to sort of, rather than just like head down or just buried into their phone or their tablet or whatever, just communicate, say hello to people. It's a nice thing to do. Viali says, if my dad was alive today, he would be saying, nearly Christmas. Yeah, no. Akraf says, is it too late to participate? Depends what you plan on doing. If you want to chat to us, no. If you are here to enter the draw, the details are in the video description. You have until 9 o'clock. We will be doing the draw at 9 o'clock UK time. Intel?
9 o'clock, you said. Intel.
Untel, not Intel.
That's what you said though.
Sorry. Hydro says, Merry Christmas, thanks for all the great videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching them.
You going upwards?
Thanos says, yeah, come on guys, 39 likes and 94 watching. Go hit the like button. Yeah, do as Thanos says. Otherwise he will snap his fingers and you will cease to exist. Which is probably not great. Europa Empire of Roma. You can buy cheap watches in Asia. I always buy a couple of watches from Michael Kors. €100, awesome watches. Nice. Jason Westaway says, not my favourite part of the year. I know. It's, for a lot of people, it is a really bad time. They just can't wait for it to be over. I'll be honest with you.
I'm one of them.
Kav's been saying it for the last 2-3 weeks, maybe even 2-3 months. And I do as well. It is a stressful time. There's, like, for us, for our personal side of things, there's certain things going on in our family which we don't entirely, it's basically, it's not all plain sailing. It's not all smooth sailing. So, yeah, it's a stressful time for us specifically. So when it's all done and dusted, it's nice to be able to just go
and get cold
and wait for it all to happen again next year.
Yeah, Welly Bob says, how's your 4080?
Wayne, I saw your message. I'm trying to read. Someone cleared it out, but I saw your message. Wayne Taylor says, you bastard, scoring that 4080 was sure to be no core memory. You lucky bastard. I think you've made your point there, Wayne. That was absolutely phenomenal. And for the person who shared the link with me for the 4080, if you're watching, I haven't seen your name in the chat. Not that I'm going to name who it is, but I think most of you will probably guess sooner or later anyway. And in fact, a little bit later on in the stream, I have actually got a prepared PDF document from the person who posted the link with their build upgrade. So you can see what they've done, and you never know, you may work out who it was from the build, possibly.
I've done it again, haven't I?
So yeah, we'll see. Although it's on my Discord, so I have to fire up Discord in a minute so you can have a look at that. AC says, is the giveaway open overseas? It is, but I hope it isn't an overseas winner. If I'm honest, because the shipping costs are horrendous. Wayne Taylor says, it was amazing. Best deal I've seen in years. I know. I did actually post for a couple of people on that video who said they just called it bullshit and said they've searched...
Babe, you've done the wrong video link.
Have I?
You've done it for that part picker thing. I keep putting in the wrong one.
No, look up. It's higher. It's up a bit further.
Sorry, everyone.
Kath's putting the wrong link in for the videos, everybody.
Over and over again.
Kath's New Year's resolution is going to be 640 by 480, down from 1080p. Because she's struggling with 1080p.
Right one. Oh my god.
Oh dear. You have to sack her. Although then I'd have to employ her first to sack her.
Right, that should be right now.
Victor says, if I win, I'll let you redraw to save money. It would be nice, but technically don't need it. Just like listening to you all talk about computers and such. Oh, bless you, Victor. That's very kind of you. See, that's all about Christmas spirit. Rasher says, yes, here too. I was drunk and regretted it the next day. I didn't see the first part of that, so I'm not too sure what he did. Sorry, these questions are coming thick and fast, so you may have to ask them again. Paul Lamont says you better not put Kath on 1440p then. Her monitor is actually a 4K monitor, but I've actually had to put it down to 1080p.
I don't think you did now, did you? Changed it again.
I tell a lie, I put it to 4K and I increased the scaling to 200%. So it's basically 1440. I'm not too sure what the scaling is. I get confused when I go from, because 4K is 4 times 1080p, but it's not, is it? It is in terms of pixel size, but the actual scaling of the screen size is like 200%. It's confusing.
Thanks, Welly Bob.
Thanks, Welly Bob. What did he say? Oh, you pointed out the link was wrong?
No, he gave me the screen, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he did. You're right. Mark Gaines in the chat. So hello, Mike unboxing, reviews and how to, and everyone in the chat.
And I've got a CPU, haven't I?
You have quite a CPU as well. Specsavers level on 4K? Yeah. 4K. If I use a 4K screen, it really has got to be either 200% scaling or it's got to be 32 inch. Otherwise I can't deal with it. I struggle actually with 28 inch monitor with 1440p. Sounds like it should be perfect, but 100% scaling isn't quite big enough for me. 125 is a bit too big, and if you do manual Windows scaling to like about 110, 115, it just goes completely to shit. I don't know what it is with Windows and scaling, but it does a really, really bad job. Applications don't play by the ball at all. Although, having said that, if you're a Mac user, the scaling things on a Mac is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Much worse than Windows. So anyone who complains says, oh, Windows scaling sucks, go and buy a Mac. And you'll be going back to Windows going, oh, thank you. Thank you, Sir William of Gates. You bastard.
Joe asks, how do your cats cope with ornaments on the tree?
We don't put them on them. We don't have a tree.
We haven't had one.
No trees here.
But our old cats that were indoor cats, we'd come home with it on its side every day. So I don't know if it's because ours go outside, but they didn't really touch it, did they, when we did have one up?
Not really, no.
They'd bat a couple of ornaments and then they'd be bored of it.
Jay Gordon says, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and not forgetting the lovely kitties. I can't even read that one. Not No Tan Finnegan. Is that not a... Oh, whatever that is. It says hello back at you, Mike. Hi.
That's because I said it, didn't I?
Rick says 28-inch 4K is fine if you're very close to the monitor. 32-inch 4K, almost perfect for desktop use. Yeah, I think 32-inch 4K is ideal. I would dearly love to get a 32-inch 4K monitor, but I've got a 28-inch 1440p, and it works for me. AC says YouTube featured videos brought me here. Wow, YouTube must be scraping that barrel. Good to see you though. Joe says, happy holidays, Mike and Kath. Sorry, it's been a while since I could join in. Hey, no worries, Joe, you're all good. For a lot of you, I know there's a kind of a weird thing. It's like etiquette, isn't it? Like with your family. If you've got family and you don't see them for ages, you feel like you should apologise if you haven't seen them for ages. But don't worry. I understand completely with you lot, the viewers, friends, whatever you want to consider yourself as, members, contributors, whatever. I completely understand. Kath and I understand completely. You've all got busy lives to lead, so if you're not in for a video, or you don't comment on a video, or we don't see you for ages, hey, it's not a bad thing. We're not going to take it out on you. We may be concerned if you're a regular and you've been around, like Ugly Bob, been around for ages, and all of a sudden, poof, Thanos snapped him away. Yeah, we'll be concerned. But realistically, yeah, we understand you got lives. We're busy people ourselves. We ain't got time to be doing things as well. So,
Like putting trees up.
like putting trees up, yeah, for one. That is very much a thing.
Can I just show Dave? It's not moved.
Go on then.
Dave's still not moved.
He does. He's rolled over very slightly.
Only because his mum's got there now.
Sky says I got a 40-incher. Lucky old Tina. 1440 by 3440 and 125% scaling. Can't go back. Happy days.
Sorry, I can't get it.
Mini Hilly. I wish I win. I never win anything. Well, you got to be in it to win it. That's all I can say.
Have they entered?
If you entered, yeah, make sure you entered. Akraf says, me still playing 1080p 24-inch on an over-spec'd PC. Right, 5-minute warning. If you're in for the cooler and also the... well, I nearly said cash prize. It isn't a cash prize. It is an Amazon voucher to the value of £30. I think it was. It's been so long now. I tell you what, I'm terrible at time management. Which is bad, really, being that I am kind of my own boss, technically. Although, really, you lot out there are my boss. And I kind of come to that realisation that I used to think when I worked at the BBC, it sucked because there was like, I had so many bosses. It was ridiculous. At one point, I was sat in my office. It's basically me and one other person who worked with me, for me, whatever. So, very small department. But I had to oversee another part of the department. But there's basically me. And at one point, I was sat in the office. There's 4 desks. And I was stood up. And there was 4 other people sat in there. And each one of them was my boss.
But not all at the same time, were they?
They weren't, yeah, they used to change jobs. So there was like a head of department. And they used to kind of rotate. But sometimes they'd all work at the same time on different projects in the same program. So I had 4 heads of design all in the office at the same time. And I'm thinking, what do I do here? Which one of them do I take advice from? Or which one do I do? Which one do I help out? Or shall I just say sod off all of them and just walk out and let them carry on amongst themselves? I think it's probably the best way at that point just to walk
To be
away.
fair, none of their donkeys had legs left at the end.
No. They could all chat the legs off a hind donkey.
Hind donkeys.
No. They could chat the hind legs off a donkey. That's the one I was looking for. I haven't had a drop, honestly, I swear.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, maybe I should. Right. Rasher says, no point in me in entering. It's only a hassle for you, Mike, posting anything to me in Dublin. Give it a go. You got to be in it to win it, so you might as well. Scott Gordon says, good luck to everyone who needs it. Nice one. Scott Gordon also says, my Corsair ML120 will be my heater for a while if I don't get it. Benny Hill has sent us a super chat for £10. Thank you, Benny Hill.
Oh, wouldn't it great if Dave's little legs went to that?
Dave's legs were, yeah, you do that. Merry Christmas, Mike and Kath. Funnel. Has anyone else got turkey farts? I blame the Brussels, lol. That's the trouble with super chats. You kind of got to read them. So I do apologise for saying farts. Well, it could be worse. You could have the turkey shits. That's going to be a whole different ballgame.
But you don't apologise for saying that.
No, I'm not going to apologise for that. I don't get it. I don't care. Screw you, YouTube. The Car Dude 89. Sorry, the Car Dude 98 even. I'll give you a wrong generation there. I misgendered you. No, generationed you. Yeah, that's the one. I'll carry on. What was the question?
I'm not the only ones. Playing the Benny Hill song in my head. I like Brussels sprouts.
Brussels. I don't think we didn't have any Brussels sprouts this Christmas, did we? I don't remember if we did. No, we didn't.
Because you don't like them.
Rasher says love sprouts with plenty of salt.
Jake put a question here.
Jake.
What's a good affordable upgrade from a 12400F?
A good affordable upgrade from a 12400F. I suppose really it's got to be the 12700. It's not really. It's a tough position to be in with that. It depends what you're doing as well. If you're gaming, the 12400F is probably very similar to the 12600 and 12700. You probably won't see a huge difference. If you could maybe get a 12900, if it was like a sensible price, that might be overall make your system feel snappier because of the extra cores and threads and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a difficult position to be in with the 12400 because it's a reasonable CPU, but the upgrade path is somewhat murky. I suppose you could try something like the 13500. Might be worth a shout. Keith McAllister. Thank you very much, Keith. Coming with a super chat there. 30 whole UK pounds. Bless your heart. To Mike and Kath, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for all the great advice and information in your videos. I'm a serious dark shade of green over that RTX 4080 you acquired. I know.
You're getting on with it.
I am guilty of actually really relishing getting that card. And it feels bad. A lot of people said like, oh, typical YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. And it's not, well, most of you know, I'm not a typical YouTuber as such. We don't have like sponsorships, we don't have brands furnishing us with all kinds of stuff. We get one or two brands, like Thermaltake have been awesome to us, InWin now and then, Sahara Gaming, various others have been kind of okay with us over the years. But literally, we struggle to do pretty much everything we do on the channel. Most of it comes out of our own pockets or from the generosity of viewers. So it's not like, I'm not like a Linus, obviously, or anything like that. It's not like we've got oodles of cash coming in the back door so we can just buy whatever we want to. That literally is not the case. Otherwise, we wouldn't be filming this in our dining room. We really wouldn't, because we'd build an extension or whatever, or build a studio. But we don't, because we can't afford to. That's not what we're about.
We wouldn't have two cats on the studio
So,
desk.
in some ways, I do feel guilty, because it is a very awesome thing. But at the same time, I think, actually, no, sod it. We work pretty hard, and it's nice to have something like that turn up.
But you do also need it for editing.
I need it for video editing, and it's currently sat in my PC up over there, on top of my desk. Weirdly, I've gone the whole thing. So I used to always have my computer on the floor, in my desk, like in a little cubby hole, and I've gone completely flipped 180. So now it's actually on top of my desk. So my PC is about 6 foot in the air. So I'm sat at the desk, and if I just look up a little bit, I can just see my graphics card shining away in my blacked out PC. My PC has completely changed now. I've gone from having an all white PC to having a completely black, almost stealthy PC. So yeah, I am very pleased. Wayne says I'll be at CES next week. I can guarantee that amongst all of the freebies I'll get there will not be a 4080. You might get a 5080. You never know. Jason Westway says YouTube booted me. Don't know why that would be. Toe says RGB is rubbish anyway. Stealth all the way. Brasher says I'll give you 600 quid for the 4080, cash up front, no messing, serious offer. Smiley face. You'd be amazed the amount of people that offered that, or offered similar amounts. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Joe says you're better than a typical YouTuber. You're both down to earth, honest, and whether you believe it or not, entertaining. Thank you. We try, especially when the fur babies join. I feel at home when watching you.
Aww.
Thank you. That's basically what I always wanted to do. I never wanted to be, well, I wanted to be Linus Tech Tips, but I wanted to be Linus Tech Tips as Linus Tech Tips started out. So very raw, very honest, very direct, like no real editing as such, just kind of like one continual shot to camera. And hopefully that is what we have somewhat achieved. I do try and do a little bit of editing just so it isn't terrible. And also so I don't get mocked horrendously by my peers, which I kind of do anyway, but whatever.
Am I your peer then?
No, you're not my peer. You just mock me endlessly.
Ditto.
Anyway.
Nico.
I've got the cough again now. Nico says, if I win, lol, easy shipping. If memory serves me correct, I'm more or less 10-minute drive from your area. Yeah, that would be great.
But we don't drive.
We don't drive, so you'll have to drive.
Although you have driven 3 times this year.
I've driven 3 times in the last week.
For the first time this year.
I've not driven all year. And I've driven 3 times this week. Hey Rick Lakes, how you doing? Rasher says, yes, when most people become very famous and wealthy, they become arrogant. Doubt if you would be like that, Mike. I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I probably would, because I'm an ass. I genuinely am. Careful to say, I am, aren't I? I can be a real ass.
You can be.
I can be a real dick. And I think if I got lots of fame and lots of money, I probably would become one. I don't think people do it intentionally. I think it's just, it happens that you become that because you kind of start believing your own hype. I think it's just a natural thing. I don't think people deliberately go out of their way to be a dick. It's just some people are dicks. Some people have dicks thrust upon them. That's probably not right, is it?
Davism.
Raj D has gifted 5 Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How-To memberships. Thank you very much, Raj D. So, Anton has been gifted membership. FF has been gifted one. Kelly Enslow, I'm going blind here. Dario, and also Ruggers Customs. There you go. Raj D is a rock star. Totally. Rasher says, lol, honest as usual. That's what it is. It's literally, it happens to so many people. You see them get to a certain point. Some people are like a bit dickish anyway, just because that's their personality. But some people become increasingly so as the kind of the view count or the money count or the subscriber count or whatever just goes up. It happens. It's life. Arani says, good thing I wasn't eating or drinking. Some people are dicks and some have them thrust among them. Benny Hill says, spelt the bloody punchline wrong. Go me, lol. And you did type that wrong as well. You missed that an R. What make of keyboard have you got, Benny? We might have to do we might have to do a giveaway for keyboards, I think. The bloody atrocious spelling you lot are doing in this chat tonight. Jesus. Are you all pissed? Rasher says, I would like one of those weather screens you have on the wall. Cool looking. Any link? Yeah, links are in the video description. There's also a discount code as well, which I think you can get it a bit cheaper at the moment. And also, it isn't just a weather thing. I'll show you what you can do to it. There's an app from Divoom. Recorded a video about it today, actually. It's going to be going out very shortly. So you could, they have like clocks that you can download. It's like an open community, so you can do what you want. So if I press on that, that should have now changed. That's now a countdown timer. So it's got the temperature, it's also got the time, and it will say how many days left until New Year's Day. So it's currently December 28th. The time is 21:10, and it's however many days before New Year. And currently the sound level is 58 decibels, or 64, there we go. Ah! See, decibel meter built in as well. Sorry, Poppy. So yeah, you can do things like that.
Description.
It is the affiliate link, Divoom. Do I not paste it in?
No, you put it in Discord.
It's in Discord in the affiliates. I'll get Kath to put it in the chat now. I got this one here as well. This is pretty cool. So that is the current exchange rate. So against the dollar, this is actually really useful because especially in live streams when people say, oh yeah, we can get that over in Australia and it's $205. And it's like, well, how much is that? So I can quickly look around and say, oh, how much is that? So I think that's on the next page.
What is it, DV? Otis?
So, oh no, I haven't put it on there. So we've got India, Euro, US dollar, Australian dollar. So currently the Australian dollar is basically 1.6 to the dollar. 1.6. Anyway, you get the idea. It's pretty cool.
Screen board, Divoom.
Divoom Pixoo 64. And you got this one, which is a visual Pixoo. So yeah, you can do visualizers, stuff like that, and that'll go through. So yeah, reacts to the music, pretty straightforward, obvious stuff. PC monitor is pretty useful. So this has got some software running on this PC. Currently they're working on it because it doesn't sometimes pick up the CPU temp, which it doesn't at the moment. So at the moment you can see CPU is 9% in use, or 11. The RAM is in use 33%. It's got the time and date and stuff. Also got the GPU, how much usage of the GPU, and the temperature of the GPU. So again, pretty cool stuff. Also I've got the YouTube stats, obviously. So it'll quickly load that up. So currently we've had 57,275 thingy views, whatever, this last 48 days. No, last 48 hours, I think it is. That don't sound right. Might be the daily one. Anyway. And also it says how many subs you got. Although it picks that up from a weird place at the moment, so it doesn't show individual subs. They're working on that as well.
I think, what was that thing called that you could have it on? And that went to where it just shows to the nearest 1,000.
Yeah, like...
when you got over 1,000.
Yeah. It's part of the way the YouTube algorithm works. Or you can do like cloud channels, so it just downloads various things. Like this is supposed to be the museum one. It's kind of taking the piss out of museum stuff. So you've got the Mona Lisa in pixel form. I'm not too sure we got penguins on there. Do you get penguins in a museum? Is there a famous penguin picture in museums? I don't know.
Pingu.
Whatever. Anyway, you get the general idea. It's a pretty cool little tool. Again, you can just show the weather if you want to, but there's also some of you, actually, if anyone is sensitive and may suffer seizures, I will warn you now that this will be flashing stuff. I'll try and slow that down. There we go. So you can basically take pictures on your phone, create a little album, and you can have them as a slideshow. So there I've got some things on there which are kind of relevant to Mike's unboxing, things we do here. So you've got the Thermaltake cooler, mouse, there's me, the Q-Link, my watch, a cooling fan, the Superman logo, the box. Yeah, you get the general idea.
Where's the cats?
The cats aren't on there because they weren't in the room at the time when I was filming it.
They are now.
They are now. Well, I'm not doing it now. So you get the idea. It's kind of it's a cool frame, and you can do various things with it. There is an alarm on there. There's a stopwatch, a scoreboard. So if you want to play games with someone, you can kind of tally up your scores. This would have been good on election night to see how many states have won. We could go red or blue. Anyway, it's a bit of fun. It really is. Where's the other one I wanted? The noise level. This is quite a good one. So you've got how many decibels. So for me, it's actually quite good if I'm doing testing for fans. So you can see what the noise levels are like. Anyway, it's a little bit of a gimmick. I kind of like it, and obviously being a YouTuber, having something like that in the background it's a little bit of what's the word? It's kind of, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it, really? I don't want to do that. Where are we going back to? Let's go back to the weather, I think. Let's have some weather. There we go. Yeah, it's a nice little app, companion app, and it works with Divoom. You can also use it with these things as well. Anyway, Tech Decor. Rasha said that's the one. Benny Hill says I built a new shed on erection night. Well done.
Yeah, who's that?
Oh, Linux Penguin.
Who's that on there?
Nick Barnes says, Mike, what is that frame connected to and how? It's connected to the phone via Wi-Fi. So there is a USB Type-C cable to power it. But other than that, it's all Wi-Fi controlled. So if you don't have your phone nearby, it will still carry on doing stuff. It'll either do whatever you did last, or it'll go through whatever is kind of current on the Divoom site. So generally it's like seasonal stuff. So if I press the button to go into the alternate mode on the side here, so it'll just go through kind of whatever's new or updated, or possibly even one of the previous ones I've uploaded. There's the sound meter, and then you've got the festive one. So that's basically whatever's going on at the moment. So Christmas stuff which is downloaded to it. You know, Merry Christmas. There's probably going to be a countdown to New Year as well, because it's that time of year. Got Santa getting his fat ass stuck in the chimney. Poor sod. 2025 loading. So yeah, it's a cool bit of kit, I think. I like it. I think it's really cool. Let's go back. So you can turn it off as well from that button, or go back. So you can kind of go on a rotisserie of things. Anyway, hey Dutch Jan, how you doing? Toad says we don't use Fahrenheit in the UK. You can do. It'll do Celsius or it'll do Fahrenheit. You can choose in the app whether you want it to do Celsius or Fahrenheit, whichever's up to you. You can set stopwatches, countdowns, alarms. It's got a little alarm bleep in there. So if I should have set an alarm for 9 o'clock for the draw, shouldn't I? Which we should do. So let's. This is it now. Final warning. I'm going to go over to the website now, and we are going to do the draw for the goods. And I will just show you. Yeah, I can actually put it on the screen. Where are we? Stream desktop. There we go. So this is the commentpicker.com. I've done a video on this previously, so some of you probably know what it's all about. Basically, it's a free thing you can use.
That's the one I'm sharing. I'm sure.
Cap's been sharing the video to that instead of the giveaway. So what you do is put in the link for the video. So that is the link there for the actual video that the promotion was on, or the giveaway was on, and you've got the choice. So you can choose to filter comments by words or hashtags, hence why I told people to put the word win. So you kind of,
oats please.
That is that. You can also add other words, I believe, if you want to. Yeah, you can, but I'm not gonna. You can have extra entries, number of winners. I'm going to do 1, because if you change it to anything else than that, you have to pay for premium. Otis, what are you doing, you lunatic?
I tried to get him to move away from my screen. Now he's going.
Otis, you're not a 4K cat.
You can't go over the top of the screen.
Loony. Yeah, so the draw, you can choose the duration, so 20 seconds, so you see the names, etc. Yeah, you get the idea. So solve a sum, so 6 plus 1 is 7. And if I do get YouTube comments. Oh, I did the wrong capture. Get YouTube comments. There we go. It says 187, so I'm not sure if that is actually right. So I'm going to take that out of there. Let's cut that, and I will refresh the page. Just to be on the safe side, because I don't want anyone saying, well, you didn't refresh it. So there we go. That is the YouTube video, and we will filter by a word, which the word is win, as we already know. We're going to do 1 entry, 20 second, blah, blah, blah. Show random names, you might as well do that. Solve a sum. I'm pretty sure it's 11. Get YouTube comments. There we go, that's better, 225, so that's absolutely up to date. So good luck, everybody. And I think I have to press, where is it? There we go. So if I maximize that, Hopefully you can still see that. Yes, there you can. And oh, I've still got that super chat at the bottom. Let me get rid of that a minute. Hang on. Hang on a moment. Is that cleared? Yes, it has. So we'll do that full screen. So good luck, everybody. I'm going to press start now, and the first name will be the winner of the Corsair icue Link H100i RGB, as provided by Andy Archer. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. We've got 20 seconds to watch this, so I'm making the most of it. You never know, you might even see your comment flash through there. Just because you see your comment doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win or you're in the draw. It just means that it's recognised it, so we'll see what happens.
Well, that means it's in the draw though, doesn't it?
So, there we go. The winner is Casper Top Gun 3495. And he put in there, win. I need an upgrade, man. So, Casper Top Gun 3495. You have got 48 hours from now to get in contact with us to claim your prize.
It's best, is it?
Probably, yeah.
Or Discord.
Email if you can. If you want to email, you can do. Just do a little screenshot of your YouTube homepage so we can verify who you are, etc. If you're on Discord, then if you can prove that that is you, again, that's the way we roll. So, there we go. That is the winner of that section. So let's minimize that a minute and I'll go back to the other camera. So there you go. As you can see, it's all done legit and above board. So congrats to Casper. Is Casper in here? Probably not. Please tell me that Casper is in the UK. Honestly, I don't care. I'm only kidding. So that is that one done. So obviously that's the all-in-one. So I'll put that to one side for now because that has got somebody's name written all over it. Obviously, if they don't get to us within the 40 hours, I'm just going to rerun the draw. But next we have the Amazon gift voucher for £30. So let's head back over and we will draw another winner. And we'll see how that goes. So if we do pick another winner now, hopefully you can all see that. Yes, there you go. And going to be the same thing, so it's going to fly through them all for 20 seconds just to get a good shake. Even though the processor they're probably using for this could have done it in like 0.1 of a millisecond, but it's all part of the build-up. And you never know, you might see your name flash through there. Hopefully it's not the same person again, that'd be fun. So there we go, the winner is at Ultima Keek, is that? Keki? I don't know how you pronounce that. But they were very straight to the point and just put win. So there we go, there are the two winners. And I think if I go down here, yeah, I might have to screenshot that a minute. Hang on a mo. I'm screenshotting. Actually, why am I screenshotting? I could just take a picture. That would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? I'll take a picture as well, just in case. And there we go. Photo. Happy days. And there we go. So that was it. All done and dusted. Thanks again to Andy Archer. Much appreciated. And if either of you are in the chat at the moment, please feel free to get in touch. Dutch Jan says, Casper sounds Dutch. Oh, God. There goes.
If you tag them in this, then do they see it in their YouTube somewhere then? Tag them just in case.
You could do, yeah. Yeah.
I have.
Do their names come up?
No.
When you start typing it?
No.
No, probably not then. Might have to go over onto the actual video itself, find the entries and reply to them.
Little job for you when I'm doing all the
There's a job for me.
stuff.
So, there we go. That's that done. Cavs tagged you in there in the chat as well. So, Amazon gift card and the AIO are ready to be sent out. Hopefully, well, depending where you are, you might get it. Actually, no, it's going to be next year, isn't it, realistically? There you go. Captain White's in the house. Eden all, been a while. Hope you're all well and happy holidays to everyone. Happy holidays to you. Kath says, Nick Barr says, Keek.
Alright.
Oh yeah, you put at Ultima Kita with a T, E.
Oh, did I?
Kitty.
Oh.
Spelled it wrong.
Oh.
That's 2 mistakes. That's almost grounds for instant dismissal. Oh, no. You'd have to be employed.
Oops.
Oopsie. No worries. Thanks for looking at that, Nick. Much appreciated. So there we go. That's done. You can all piss off now. Am I joking?
Where's the
Actually, 10 people have already.
Have they?
Yeah.
Where's the actual video? Let's go and have a look.
Anyway, right, okay, with that done, let's get things up to date. A couple of things I actually want to do unboxings on, which we'll try and get these done quickly actually, because, well, you know what it's like. People's attention spans these days. Captain White says, what did Santa dump out of his sack for everyone?
Oh, my monitor's all
Not too sure.
thanks.
But, well, I got a watch from Cav. It's nice. Actually, I know what I need to do as well. I need to send over... Actually, no, I need to open up Discord. So, I'm going to do the Discord thing, actually. I got to be really careful with this, because the... where's my bloody mouse gone? There it is. Whip that over there. Usernames have been truncated. There we go. Let's go. Am I on that? Yeah, that's right. I'm really paranoid that you're going to see this stuff. Desktop, right. Oh, it's on the other bloody desktop, isn't it? Just save it to somewhere else, you swine. And don't open up over there. Oh. Multiple monitors is a pain in the ass. Especially when they're not on the same kind of visual plane, so to speak. Right. Open with Chrome. Yes. Right, I'm trying to see if there's any incriminating evidence on here. Let me have a quick look through a minute. Don't think there is. Right, yeah, I think we're all good. So this is a PDF which was sent to me by the other person who got the RTX 4080. So let me, I'm going to close that one down a minute so that isn't on screen. I'm going to leave the chat up on the side. The text is really big anyway, so you should be able to read it anyway. We'll see.
So Casper Top Gun won the AIO.
Casper won the AIO, yes. Raj D says, Kath must still be under the influence. Kath hasn't had anything to drink this year, I don't think. Have you?
I had a beer last Saturday at the...
Oh yeah, true. We very rarely drink. Very rarely.
I think it's probably March before then.
Ace says, not me waiting for a surprise giveaway, lol. Dave Nurse has got to go to Specsavers tomorrow. Right, let's have a look. So this is from the person. See if you can guess who the other person is. That's all I'll say. Whether or not they're in the chat to defend themselves may become apparent. So let's go to Stream Desktop. So hopefully you can see what I can see. There we go. So I will read this out for those hard of seeing. Greetings, mubbers. Mr. Lucky 4080 Deal Finder here. Merry Xmas and Happy New Year to everyone on the stream. Mike and I got very lucky with our orders. It was a risky order and we could have been sent anything, but luckily we got a 4080 for an extremely bargain price. I was happy to share the deal with Mike. He is not a moneybags 1 million sub YouTuber like some commenters think on the video. I'm glad the deal worked out and happy it will support Mike in many ways to help grow his channel, whether it be to help with video production or produce more content. Anyway, I wanted to share my build with numbers just to prove I didn't sell it for a quick profit and it's being used. I present to you my stuffed to the brim NR200. So their case is the Cooler Master NR200. The CPU is the Ryzen 7 8700F, 8 core 16 thread, and they're using Corsair Vengeance RGB 32 gig CL30 6000 mega transfer RAM. On top of that, they are using a ASRock A620i Lightning mini ITX motherboard, and they're using an Arctic Liquid Freezer 2280. The PSU is a Corsair SF750 Platinum, and the GPU, as we know, is the PNY 4080 Virto XLR8 with a slight undervolt. So saying here, I applied a GPU undervolt copied from another YouTuber, 2640 MHz at 920 millivolts, plus a conservative plus 500 MHz on the memory, max GPU temp 55 degrees Celsius with a hotspot of 65 degrees Celsius after one run of 3D Mark Time Spy and Steel Nomad. AV dropped power draw to, the undervolt, getting confused there, dropped power draw to 210 watts, roughly similar to the 4070 Super, and only a very small drop in performance. See my afterburner curve at the end. The CPU temp running Prime 95 for 15 minutes, average temp 68C on a silent fan profile, no undervolt on the 8700F because lazy. Lol. So there is the NR200, absolutely stuffed to the gills. Hopefully you can all see that. So there is the XLR8 GeForce RTX 4080 there, tucked away. And on the other side there, you can see there's a tiny little power supply. Some nice cable management there. It's all looking pretty good. A few cable ties there to keep things in place. And there's their setup. Connected up to a USB monitor. And
oh, you're joking me.
What?
I just wrote all that in there and then... Casper's the Philippines. Done.
And you can see the K400 Plus, I think it is, or maybe it's the K400, I'm not too sure. One of the two. As you can see, it's a UK layout, so it is somebody in the UK. And there's another shot of the power supply and the cable management. Looking pretty slick. That is looking from the top down. So the top cover removed, and you can see the USB ports on the front there for the front panel I/O. So not a lot of clearance there, but enough to get the job done, as we've seen. And there is another shot of it, all tidied up in there, as much as you can do in such a small form factor chassis. And there is the GPU curve on Afterburner. And I think that is pretty much it. David Hunderall says, yes, that YouTuber pleads poverty but drives a Maserati. Who's that? I've got a BMW, but it's super old.
And its tyres are filled with foam.
So anyway, there you go. It's, yeah, the tyre. I got a puncture and I can't afford to replace the tyre, so I just put some foam in there for now. Oh, Mr. Fix or Flop, I got you. Yeah, plead in poverty, but yeah, got a massive house custom built and drives multiple fast cars. Yeah, I get it. So there you go. If any of you were curious about who the other person is, maybe that particular build might have kind of sealed the deal for you. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Again, once again, thanks very much for posting the deal on. It was much appreciated. And yeah, maybe you've got an idea. Scott says mine's older.
So is that okay? Congratulations, you've won the AIO. Please get in touch within 48 hours. Mike at mikesunboxing.com or on Discord on the link.
Perfect.
Find the other one now.
Minnie Hilly says I would have killed for that 4080 deal. I'm still using a 1066 gig until early next year. I know. There's a lot of people that are getting by on older cards, so it isn't about the card, it's about the games and do you enjoy them. That's what it's all about. Hayden Trent says, only one mini ITX lover in Discord that I can think of. What, me? Right, something else you probably noticed. Camera here, purchased yesterday, arrived today. I've now got the DJI Action 5, or Osmo Action 5 as it's known. This is now, just noticed there's actually some marks on that lens protector. Yeah, this is a very handy little camera, because there's certain things when I'm trying to film with my normal camera, because you've got a tripod and a massive lens and all that kind of stuff. It's actually really hard to get into the film stuff. So with this now, I can just do the Handycam thing, and I can do all that stuff inside and out and get close-ups and what have you. So that's pretty cool. And also, it does up as a webcam. So for certain instances, or for possibly like when we're doing the live streams, maybe when I'm doing the build, if we do a live stream on New Year's Eve, this would be quite handy to kind of put inside the PC as I'm actually building it. Because obviously you've got the flexibility, and also you can put it on a much smaller tripod. And it's got a magnetic mounting on there, which is, yeah, pretty good. I like this, and it was reduced to price. So when I bought the DJI Action 4, I think that was about four months ago, I think it was. It was basically £20 more expensive than this one, because this is on a bit of a deal at the moment. And also it comes with an additional 2 batteries, which is excellent. The tripod I had, this is one which I got with another camera. This is a Joby GorillaPod 1K, I think they call it. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty cool, and it's got a camera, it's got a screen on the back, and it's also got a screen on the front. So if I'm doing like something, or I'm talking to the camera, I can see what is actually in the frame, and vice versa. If I'm obviously filming something, I can see on the back there as well. And it's now got an OLED screen rather than LCD. So yeah, it's just an improved model overall, and it's one of those things that when I'm filming stuff, I always think to myself, I can't get a close enough focus, or I can't get the camera in exactly where I want to. And for me, that just makes life a lot easier. So yeah, it's pretty good. Kev2427's in the house. Anyone heard from Ugly Bob? No, still not. Sorry, we have not heard a thing.
Has he?
Gutted. Yeah, have you heard anything?
I assume not, if he's asking us.
Toad says, whoever this guy is, he did a great job. Yeah, it appears he really did. Now, Toad has been one of those people over the years who has bought or built ITX rigs, so coming from him, that's a pretty good compliment. Toad or Tog, I can never...
Toog.
Whatever, Toad.
Toog.
Toog.
I think.
See, to me, Toad, it looks like
Doge.
as Doge, like Dogecoin.
It's because we had one called...
And we had someone called...
Well, they had Doge in their name.
Yeah.
And Mike used to call him Doggy.
Dog, yeah, I did.
To start with.
I never get it right. Well, I did sometimes.
So you're lucky it's not Toggy.
Toadja.
It's Toog.
Toga.
Like Rogue.
Like Rogue.
That's how he's described it before.
Dave, not on the keyboard. Gosh darn it. Right, I was going to start doing some unboxings, but now I'm going to have to do some cat cuddles, I think.
Oh.
Just briefly. How's the 4080 running? To be honest with you, because of the time of year and trying to get things done, and there's been a few videos which I've kind of had a bit of a deadline for, I haven't used it to its full extent. So I've played some Rocket League, and I've played some CS2 and some Fortnite. And under those circumstances, it's been phenomenal. It really has. But I haven't really stressed it out. And my monitor's only 1440p, so I'm not kind of really putting it balls to the wall, but it has been extremely enjoyable. And I think, I'm trying to think which one it was. I think on Rocket League, I was getting something like 650 FPS, which is kind of nuts, and it was like maxed out at 1440p with no scaling or anything, just, yeah, 650 frames. And I was getting some really, really good games in. I was always one of those people that thought, well, as long as it's over 60 FPS, it's fine. It's not going to affect your gaming. But actually, it does. I genuinely believe it does. The more frames you can pump out quicker, it makes you a better player. And I'm almost convinced of that, which I think is why professional gamers play at low resolution but high frame rates. It does seem to make a difference.
Oh, do you want to come to Granny now?
Stephen Anderson's nice, says hello. How you doing? Good to see you.
That's because I said hi.
Captain White says, really pushing that 4080. Yeah, I know. Rocket League doesn't stress the 4080 at all. It makes the fans spin a little. But hopefully, as soon as kind of the Christmas and New Year stuff is out of the way and got a few minutes to myself, I really want to pick up a copy of RoboCop. That's on Steam sale at the moment for about £17, I think. So I really want to get RoboCop on because
you've got to do the face fit thing.
No, not in this one. I don't think you do.
Oh, that's rubbish.
So yeah, I want to play RoboCop because I played the demo version and I really enjoyed that. That was
great.
great.
Played it on the Spectrum, so we really want to.
And yeah, I watched the film when it came out. I played it on the Spectrum and possibly the Commodore back in the day when RoboCop first came out. So to replay Alex Murphy's journey through old Detroit in glorious ray traced RTX 4080 goodness, I think that would be pretty good. So yeah, I am trying to do that. Dave, Jesus, can't say. Right. Yeah, that is. So yeah, really pleased with the camera. Obviously, really pleased with the graphics card. What else have I got? So I've done the Pixoo. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are interested, when the Divoom comes through a nice bit of retail packaging. Wherever you get it from Amazon, Divoom directly or whatever. It's pretty cool. And the cats love sleeping on it. They generally do. Right.
Last thing.
Mike, have you done any videos on Intel AX200 reference drivers, issues repaired, blah, 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 not available, and latest drivers? No, I haven't. Intel drivers are... This is actually a fabulous segue into the next part. We nearly had a bum view there. You be lucky.
That's Dave.
Oh, I thought you meant me. Thinking of myself again. Yeah, that segues us into Intel drivers nicely. There is a really big kind of gap, trench, cavern between AMD drivers and Intel drivers, and I don't understand how it's gotten so bad. Like back in the day, you had Intel, VIA, and AMD. And AMD drivers were pretty decent. VIA drivers, you had the old 4-in-1 driver. I think pretty much everybody can remember that. So that had like the chipset driver, the AGP GART driver, the audio driver, and I can't remember what, something else. It was basically a 4-in-1, so it did kind of... Oh, the onboard graphics as well, I think it was. So the VIA drivers were pretty good, but Intel have always lacked. They're really, really bad when it comes to drivers. You'd think there would be some point where they would be able to put together a really nice driver package, like an all-in-one, where it would scan your system and find the drivers and install them. But it doesn't. And even their driver installer, or Intel DSA, I think it's called, driver something assessment, it's rubbish. I've installed it, and every now and then all it tells me is, well, there's a new Wi-Fi driver, there's a new Bluetooth driver. It's like, well, that's great, thanks. But never tells me there's a new chipset driver. Sometimes it tells me if there's a new GPU driver. But for things like the LAN, the chipset, the GNA drivers, all that kind of stuff, never ever pops up. I'm lucky that I use MSI motherboards on both rigs now. So I just go to MSI Center, click on Advanced, Update, and populates the whole thing, which is great. Like that a lot. And some of the new MSI boards are coming with a USB stick, so you just plug that in and it does it all for you. But I think that is something that Intel really need to work on in the coming year. And sooner the better. Because it really needs like an all-in-one installer that actually works and picks up all Intel products. Especially as, like Nick was saying there, for the Wi-Fi, because pretty much, I would say probably 80% of the market, if not more, are using Intel Wi-Fi, because it's kind of like the standard. So you'd think that they would have some kind of wrap-up driver, but they even don't for their own Wi-Fi. Like there's a driver for the up to the AX, I think. There's one for older chipsets, and there's one for the newer BX chipsets, or the B series ones. It's really, really confusing. Anyway. Yeah. There you go. So, moving on to that, and talking of Intel drivers, The next thing to unbox is one of these, which actually arrived yesterday, but we weren't actually home at the time, so the post person took it away and yeah, said we'll try and redeliver it tomorrow, and it said it was due 7:30, and I was like, oh, the stream starts at 8-ish, wonder if it's going to be here, but actually it turned up quite early, so I am pleased to show you on the stream, and this will be going into the build which I'll probably be doing for the live stream on New Year's Eve, hopefully, if all the kind of stars align. So it doesn't really need an introduction, but I will do it anyway. This is the Intel Arc B580 graphics card from Intel themselves. So this is what they kind of call their Founders Edition, or I think it's a LE or Limited Edition. I don't think it actually says it on the box anywhere as part of the part number. Doesn't appear to. Anyway, there you go. There's a super chat coming from JB. Thank you, JB. And JB says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to Mike and family. Mike and Kath, thank you for all you do for us. Thank you. Much appreciated. And thank you for your kind donation. Happy days. Thank you very much. And hopefully you had a good Christmas. Minnie Hilly says, hopefully, honestly hope these Intel cards shake up the market as prices have been abysmal. So this is where things start getting interesting in the graphics card market. So this was, I bought this as a pre-order from overclockers.co.uk here in the UK. And this was £249.99 plus £3.80 shipping as a pre-order. And I ordered that on the day that they were actually announced. And it's taken this long to get it. So I think they were announced on what, the 17th was it? So this has been a long time coming. It seems like it's been a lot longer than it actually was. Maybe it was the 13th. I'm not too sure. But anyway. Captain White's got a £5 super chat there. Thank you very much, Captain White. Says, Happy New Year to everyone. See you in 2025. Signing off. Thanks, mate. Much appreciated. Have a good one. Bless your heart. And bless your kindness. So, these at the moment are like rocking horse shit. They really are. Potentially for good reason. They seem to be getting good reviews. And for the price, £250, it basically offers a lot of performance. I'm not entirely sure comparatively where I would put this. I'm guessing you're going to be looking at somewhere in and around the RX 6700 XT 12 gig. I would say that's a pretty safe-ish bet. It's not quite up there with things like the RX 6800, but it's not a million miles off. And we're in a really weird... Come on, Dave. Come on. Come on. I got him. I know. Go on, there you go. You alright? You're not having my tea.
You want to go back on me now?
Dave, you got a bit of twig hanging out your butt. Bit lower. Not his butt. It's more like his flanks.
Top of his leg.
Bless his heart.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, he's like a little magnet for anything, isn't he?
Noodles says RX 6700 XT, 5 frames either way. So yeah, and if you look at the prices at the moment for the RX 6700 XT, the chance of getting one for 250 quid are slim to none, basically. You're looking about 300 plus. If you can get one, which you basically can't. So Intel done a very sensible thing. Just before Christmas, launching this card at the price they launched it at with the performance that it seems to be achieving with early drivers, it appears to be an extremely good value proposition if you don't mind playing the Intel driver game, which you kind of sort of have to. That being said, obviously in less than 10 days time, we have got CES 2025, which in theory, there will be new graphics cards announced by both Nvidia and also AMD. Whether or not there's going to be something low end to compete with this, we don't know for sure. There's speculation here, there and everywhere. Hell, there's even speculation about what they're going to be called. So are the Radeons going to be the 8000 series? Are they going to be the 9000 series? Are they going to take on Nvidia's naming scheme? So are we going to be seeing an AMD 9070 as their kind of mid to high end card? Who knows? No doubt those questions will be answered as we get closer and closer to CES. But at the moment, if you're looking to make a purchase, which potentially is a risky time to do it, depending on what happens, this ticks a lot of boxes. You've got 16 gigs of VRAM. You've got decent ray tracing performance, if ray tracing is your thing. If you're into games such as Fortnite, anything that runs on the Unreal Engine, these cards do very, very well. There's some titles they don't do as well on. Whether or not that will be rectified with driver updates, maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's the waiting game. For those of you that, like myself, got involved with the ARC series when they first came out, with the A series, I picked up an A750, and I think I had an A770 as well. I can't remember now, or did I have two A770s? I can't honestly remember. But what I do remember them is they were very good value graphics cards, and for the games that they actually worked under, they worked really well. Even with those early driver glitches, they still seem to be okay. So that is the kind of takeaway of this card. Potentially you might experience problems with some games. Also, another thing to bear in mind is you cannot really justifiably buy this for an older system. So if you're rocking anything older than a 3000 series AMD processor, or something older than like a 10th or 11th gen Intel, don't buy this. This card does seem to rely quite heavily on the resizable bar feature, which is on AMD platform and also on Intel. So 5000 series AMD, going to be great with this, it really is. Obviously the newer stuff, 7000 series, 8000 series, not going to have a problem at all. The only thing is you have to come into that kind of area then, if you're spending the money of the 7000 series, 8000 series, does it really make sense to buy a £250 graphics card? Depending on your needs, it might well do, obviously. So yeah, whichever way you decide to go, that is entirely up to you. But as it stands, at the current market, at the current time for a new graphics card, this is basically unbeatable. So let's take it out of the box and take a look. I'll put the overhead on so you can get a closer look at it and see what is going on. And you can see that my cup is empty.
That hint.
Would I hint like that?
To your unpaid.
To my unpaid staff?
Member.
Yeah.
Interim.
Rick H says I have an Intel Arc A770 16GB LE, new in box still. Wow, that's awesome. That'll be an heirloom.
There's a question on Discord I put for you.
Oh, is there? Alright, I'll have a look at that in a minute.
But...
So getting this out of the box isn't as easy as you'd first imagine. It's stuck in there pretty well. So it actually came, oh.
That's normal for mine.
Yeah, dropping stuff.
That's
part of the experience is me dropping things. I didn't mention actually, with the Divoom, the wall panel, you can mount it in various ways. Those bits I dropped, yeah, those bits I dropped were actually hooks, which you can basically have it supported from up high. Wall mounted, or it's got a stand as well. Anyway, back to this. So Intel Arc B580, very hard to get out of the box. And it came in an outer box. It then had another box, and then this outer sleeve, and then you've got another inner box. So there's a lot of boxing, which is good if you're into unboxing. I quite like the box where you've got this embossed gloss. It's kind of nice. You open it up, and yeah, you get all of this stuff going on. So there's actually a microfiber style cloth there. We've also got in here some Intel Arc stuff. So thank you for choosing Intel Arc B series graphics for the next chapter in your hardware odyssey with us. And there is actually a thing in here which you can create basically like a little graphics card out of cardboard, which is different. I think there's actually some stickers in there possibly. I don't really want to open this up too much, but there we go. So in here, yeah, there's an Intel thing. You've got some Intel stickers, so you can adorn that onto your PC should you feel the need. And this is a Intel, oh, that's the mount. So you can fold this up, and inside there is a graphics card. So this is like the graphics card mount. So you can have like a little graphics card thing. I honestly don't know why they do this. I guess to some point it's going to be like, oh, that's cool. It's something to show on YouTube videos, but realistically, most people are going to chuck that in the bin, or lose it, or have it eaten by cats. There is a user manual there. So there's your Intel Arc Graphics Quick Start Guide, going through all the stuff you need to know. And I think that is it, so I'm going to put that back in there in case I need to send it back. On another story, actually, I have, oh, I've ripped the box. Right, that's just going to go back in there. There, that'll do. It's done. I've actually sent my Intel, well, I'm in the process of sending my Intel 14700 back, because it does appear to be broken, which sucks. So you've got this cloth here for cleaning your GPU, and then inside you have un graphics card, and that can be levered out, and there we go. There it is. Now, whenever I've watched videos about this, people unboxing them and looking at the cards, I've always assumed it was much bigger than it actually is, but it's actually pretty small. And the fans are really nice. Got really nice fans on there. And this finish here is kind of like a soft touch plastic, almost like a rubber. And if you've got greasy fingers, it just makes a mess. Or if the graphics card is really cold, you touch it and you get like those kind of heat marks from your fingers. Yeah, you see it a little bit there. A little bit of strain. But anyway, so you've got Intel Arc B580 embossed on there. You've got the blow-through section of the cooler, which is a new addition for this particular range. On the side, you've got your power connector. So you've got the normal 8-pin PCI Express power connection, because this basically doesn't need much more than, I think it's about 170 watts or so, maybe slightly less. I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure. I do need to do some testing on this. My concerns are going to be things like the efficiency, because that is the one thing which this loses out against the 4060 in terms of efficiency, which is a shame. But Tough Enough says that's the rubber that perishes and goes sticky over time. Yeah, it's the sort of stuff that you have like on the knobs on car radios and stuff. I know they're all touchscreens these days, but I've got an old car. Old Man Withers says there's a seal on the side of the box. It might be why it was hard to get out. It's a very close tolerance box, is all I'm going to say. Also on here, the Intel Arc logo, very discreet, lights up as well in white. No RGB, just a pure Intel Arc white, which is kind of nice. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty nice looking GPU. And in terms of connectivity, you have got a HDMI, and you've got 3 display ports, and something which you don't often see, I'm not too sure how well this is going to come on camera, but this port here has a like a marking around the outside of it. So this is what is known as the high bandwidth port. So this one is, I think it's display port 2.1 or whatever the latest display port is. That one is the high bandwidth port. So for high resolution screens, that's the one you want to be using. But you know, I'm not too well up on the specs of this at present, because I've not really been using it, and it's only just arrived today, so it's just been one of those things. It's been in the back of my mind thinking, oh yeah, I need to get myself up to speed with what's going on with this. And yeah, as you can probably guess, I'm not quite there yet. But I'm going to be testing it through some games and my usual stuff, so yeah, we'll see how it does. It's actually surprisingly light. I was expecting it to be a lot heavier, being that the PCB itself kind of ends here. So it is actually a small graphics card. This bit here is purely for additional cooling. So I would imagine they can probably cut this down a lot more to make it into like an ITX version. That is, if it doesn't dump too much heat. Yeah, someone said there the recessed 8-pin sockets are a tad fiddly. Andy Archer.
That's Andy Archer.
Hey Andy Archer, how you doing? We've done the giveaway earlier, you missed it. You didn't win. Other people did. Thank you. So, yeah, that's going to be a little bit difficult for getting connectors out every now and then, I think. But it is nice that it's a 2-slot card, and it is a genuine 2-slot card. So yeah, that is pretty damn cool. I'm glad to finally have got my hands on one, so I can give it a bit of a test in. And with my recent fortune with the RTX 4080, I was actually considering using this as my kind of video editing GPU, because they do very well, because the Intel encoders are amazing. They really are. I would argue the Intel encoder and decoder is arguably the best one on the market. So there you go. There is the Intel Arc A580. Let's see if I can get this back in. Yeah, it has got a seal on there, but I did open it as well. It's funny because there's no seal on this end, but there is a box end on there, which seems a little bit pointless when it just slides into the box. But anyway, it's nice that Intel are basically kind of in the game, or at least they are currently, for the time being at least. Right, where do we get to? Nick Barnes says, would this be classified as a 2-slot card? Yes, it would, definitely. Andy Archer says, hello Mike Caff and all Mubs. How you doing, Andy? Let's go back to the main camera. There we go. So that is the Intel Arc B580, which cost me exactly the same as a RTX 4080. Kind of taken... Poppy, stop eating HDMI cables. They're for video signals, not for eating.
Is she in? No,
She rolled round. Oh, I've got that other camera in the way. Let's move that. So, what are your thoughts on the Intel Arc B580? Are you planning to get one? Have you got one already? And or are you kind of holding tight at the moment while stocks are limited to see what AMD pull out of the bag? I honestly... I don't know how this next section is going to work out in terms of what happens in January. I would suggest that whatever we see announced in the next 10 days, obviously will be announced. We won't see the graphics cards probably for another, I would say, at least 2 weeks. Being somewhat optimistic with 2 weeks. They might say beginning of February. Hard to say, but yeah, we'll see what turns out there. But I think at the moment this is a pretty safe bet. Do you think the same? Am I pissing in the breeze here? I think it's actually a pretty safe bet for £250. If you think of what other kind of budget low-end cards you can pick up for around about that sort of money, now about £50 less, you can pick up the RX 6600, which, don't get me wrong, is a great card, but 8 gigs of RAM. It is an entry-level card. It's very low wattage, 100 watts. But I would argue that if you're looking at spending around about £200 on a new GPU, it's really, really worth trying to dig in the back of the sofa, find a little bit of extra money, go for something like the Intel Arc. Again, it's going to come down to some of the games you play. There are some games which don't do particularly well. I think Call of Duty is one of them, which obviously is an AMD optimized title, so you can understand entirely why this wouldn't do quite as well. The same is with Nvidia, to be honest with you, in that situation. So yeah, it's it's a tough call. It really is. PC parts are always a gamble. I don't think anyone here would kind of disagree with that. It is always a gamble. There are sort of known quantities, but it's always the case of £10 more, £20 more, £30 more gets you the next best thing. But then kind of, is it worth it? You've got that ever constant thing of, you got the fear of missing out, obviously. That is one thing which a lot of people get, the FOMO. but also you get the kind of, where do you draw the line? So you can turn around and say, well, yeah, this is £50 more expensive than an RX 6600. So you spend £50 more, but then, well, if you're spending another £50, why not spend another £80? Or maybe another £100? And then it opens up another world of opportunities for other cards. So you have to really either have a budget in mind, or like if you're in the point where it's like Christmas or your birthday, or you're just treating yourself, most of those things don't matter, because it's just like, right, how much money have I got? What is the best I can get for my money at the moment? That happens as well. But if you're planning or speccing PCs to a certain price point, it's always really difficult, because like 512 drive or a 1TB drive, do you wait? Are they going to get cheaper? It's a really hard place to be. Let's see. I did hear my Discord go ping.
That was me as well, wasn't it?
That was it?
You
Let's see.
still haven't answered.
Matthew Day, which Robocop? Also on Fanatical. That is the Alex Murphy edition. I don't think there's much difference in it. And other DLCs. Right, I might have to have a look at that over on Fanatical. Do they give you a Steam key? Oh yeah, it's PC Steam key. All right, I'll have a look at that. Thank you for that, Mr. Day. You're a lovely man.
Am I one?
And Kath's asked from Lord Lucifer 95. I just built a Intel 265K build, and under load it hits 100 degrees Celsius with Intel default limits. Is that normal? Never had the CPU even hit 80 under full stress test. Lord Lucifer, no, that is not normal. It shouldn't really hit 100 degrees Celsius. You didn't mention what CPU cooler you're using. If you're using the stock one, then potentially it might do, but I would strongly suggest that either if you're using water cooling, maybe your pump isn't functioning properly. If you're using any type of cooler, just check the mounting pressure is right, because yeah, that doesn't sound right. My 245K normally idles around about 40 degrees, and under load hits about 70, 75. So you shouldn't really be seeing 100C, unless it's the stock cooler, in which case you might do. Yeah, I'm not too sure what else to suggest. Hit up the Discord if you're not sure. And there is, oh, Cap's pointing, I've got to press the button. There's a super chat from Jackson Yandel. 199 says, love that weather thing in the background. Thanks, Jackson. It's pretty cool. For those who are late joining, that is the Divoom Pixoo 64. Or Pixoo 64. Currently on special offer. There are links actually in the video description. Kath's just updated them. It was normally about 150 quid. It's now down to about 120 here in the UK, so get 30 quid off. Pretty good if you like that sort of thing and you want to have it on your desk for stocks and shares, tracking YouTube stats, weather reports. What's the other one? The exchange rates. Whatever you want to do. Or you just want to do dick pics. You can do that.
Ooh.
Dick pics work as well, or you can just...
Me, I don't believe you.
Right, you want dick pics? Let's do this. Sorry, viewer, we will detract momentarily from the scheduled viewing for drawing dick pics. There's another, just noticed there's another donation come in on PayPal.
Oh, is there?
Thank you very much.
Just check those.
From Rasher. Thank you very much, Rasher. £20, I think. It's loading. And there we go. Yeah, £20. Thanks for all your helpful tech advice in 2024. I think that's what it says. It cut off at the end there. Might have been 2021. I was much better in 2021. I've gone downhill.
Right.
Oh, I'm trying to read the thing, but PayPal doesn't make it easy.
Do you want me to get my phone?
It says there, thanks for all your helpful tech advice in 2024 every Saturday night. Wishing you continued success in 2025. P.S. I will up my offer for the... And then it goes ... So I'm guessing that's for the RTX 4080.
It's not, it's for Dave.
He wants to buy Dave. You can't buy Dave.
Dave's not for sale.
Thank you for that.
Poppy D, not my chair.
It's just saved you all from dick pics. So I'm going to put the Divoom app on my phone. And we'll go... I'm rubbish at art. So let's just be aware of that. So we go into the design page, and I think I've got to do a local gallery. I'm not very good at this, to be honest with you. So let's do the pen tool. So am I allowed to draw dick pics on YouTube? I'm not entirely sure if I am or not.
Do you think it'd even be recognised as that? If it's an educational one, it's okay, isn't it?
Is that educational? I don't know. Is that the eraser? Yeah. I'm rubbing my dick out. That's actually worse. Oh, Merry Christmas. How do I get my rubber bigger?
Pretty dick big.
I got my bigger one on there now.
Pretty bigger rubber.
Oh, that's all good.
Pretty dick big.
Let's see. Oh dear. Right. How do I?
Right, super chat.
Super chat.
Well,
sorry.
it's not super chat.
Stephen Anderson's become a supporter. Thank you very much, Stephen, for becoming a supporter. Much appreciated. Scott Gordon says, looks like the middle finger. That is right. Jackson says, it looks accurate. Rasher says, that was a joke, Mike, on the PayPal about the 4080. Okay. It isn't artistic, David Underhill says. Oh. Looks like a cactus. I'm rubbing that one out. Oh, that's even worse.
Reflective for in that thing.
Right, another thing you can do, you can choose take photo. So let's keep current selection, and we'll turn on the camera, and we'll put it into me mode. I don't use photo. Crop the image. I probably don't want to crop it too much because wow. Create new board import. There we go. And there I am. That is how easy it is to have silly pictures in pixel art. It's actually quite good. Considering it's only 64 by 64 pixels, you can tell what that is, can't you? I need to take a picture of Dave actually. Where's Dave?
He's gone out.
Dave! Who have we got in here?
Got those two.
Right, let's take a picture. I'm not taking dick
Let me
pics.
take my shut that cupboard.
Right, let's have a picture of Poppy.
And Flame.
Go on in. I don't think I can get both of them in. Flame, look happy. That'll do. Thanks, Flame. You've been a great help. There we go. There's a picture of Flame. Bless his heart. And you can, if you want to, you can take a whole bunch of pictures and just link them all together and have them as like a slideshow. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Of course, it's actually quite useful in places. So if you're going to be, like if you've got a coffee shop or something, you could maybe put, I don't know, special offers, picture of your cake, or I don't know, Wi-Fi passwords, that kind of stuff. It's up to you. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? You can do whatever you want to. Let's go back into. I'm going to go back into my clocks, and let's go back to the PC monitor for a bit. Aletta. Sorry, Aletta. I wouldn't even know what one looks like. Steven says, my profile picture is Sam from Until Dawn. Okay. Red Knight says, this channel is getting more X-rated every minute. You should have been around when I used to drink on the streams. Then it used to get out of hand really quickly.
It wasn't even X-rated, it was just confessions of a 40-something-year-old.
That's a great idea. Andy Archer says, do an Employee of the Month one. So that'll either be
Dave.
Me, Kath,
No,
Dave, I think. Dave's in with a good shout this month. He's done some pretty good footage this month. You never know. Might give that a go.
Poppy's been quite visible this month as well, hasn't she?
She has. Jackson says he's going to put one on his desk at work saying turn it off and on again. That's a good shout. Have you turned it on and off again?
Why don't you take a photo of the blackboard you used to have there?
That's
and put
true.
that on there.
Put the blackboard on where?
Take a photo of the blackboard
Oh,
and
yeah.
put it on there.
I don't think you'd be able to read it that well. But the PC monitor is pretty cool. I like that. There's, like I said, the Divoom community is like a really open source community. Basically, you can almost anyone can create images and animations and what have you, or even programs which run on there. So the PC monitor one at the moment doesn't show the temperature for the hard drive and also the CPU. It shows how much CPU usage, but not the temperature because of something in the coding. So they're basically kind of open sourcing it. And there's a couple of people on Reddit who are making their own apps. So you can download apps on there which aren't part of Divoom's own kind of collaboration thing. So you can download stuff third party or kind of fourth party almost.
Stephen Anderson
It's pretty
asks,
cool.
Is this channel in Australia? I wish.
So is this channel? No, we're very much in the United Kingdom, in the UK, in the southwest of the United Kingdom. I wish we were in Australia. It'd be a lot warmer. Although spiders. I'm not keen on spiders, to be honest with you.
I love koalas.
Anyway, moving on.
Possums.
Other things that I need to unbox and show, which I'm not sure whether it's going to be interesting to the community at large or not. Orico, who years ago sent us a hard drive caddy, which actually got really good views, and we did a couple of videos on that. But Orico recently have got into the solid state drive market, or SSD market. So they're doing NVMEs, and also they're doing like SATA based drives. So got this one here. This is the Orico Y20. So this is a traditional 2.5-inch SSD. It's got pretty much the usual specs you'd expect. Almost all kind of SATA-based drives, these days at least, all are roughly about the same sort of speed. So you're looking around about sort of 500 megabytes per second read and writes. Comes with a 5-year warranty, so they must be pretty confident that it's going to last. This is the sort of thing, if you've got like a slightly older laptop, or even a more modern laptop which has a separate 2.5-inch drive slot, you can put this in and it will make your system much more responsive, especially if you've got an old hard disk drive. But I just thought it was really interesting that Orico, who are kind of, I wouldn't say famous, that's probably the wrong word, but they were really well known for their drive enclosures, their M.2 add-on cards, that sort of stuff. For them to actually get into the market of making drives, which I'm guessing they don't make it themselves. Clearly inside it's going to have someone else's controllers and stuff in, but there's a void if remove sticker there, which is almost off anyway. So arguably I could take that apart and see what the drives are. In actual fact, that label seems to be coming off a little bit as well. Not fully, so I'll put that back on. But yeah, so this is the Orico Y20. These are pretty inexpensive at the moment, being that 2.5-inch drives are actually getting more expensive now. They used to be a commodity item, but now because NVMe or M.2 drives are much more popular, these are starting to get more expensive. So this one at the moment is around about £40 for a 1TB drive, which is kind of roughly where it should be. But I'm kind of interested to see what is inside it. And should I take it apart? What do you think? Should I? It looks like it comes apart pretty easily. There's a screwdriver there, so it'd be almost rude not to. Right, I might need some goggles for this. Well, not some goggles, some light at the very least. I'm intrigued to see what is inside here in terms of controller, DRAM, cache, all that kind of stuff. So let's have a look, and you guys can find out. Where is my small screwdriver? Let's have a PH00. Yeah. PH00, I think we'll try. That might be about the right size, and try not to blind everybody. Yeah, that seems to work. No, it doesn't. Oh, there's not even a bloody screw in there. So how does... Eh? How does that come apart? There's no screws actually in it. Can I prise it apart? There must be a screw underneath that sticker somewhere. I'm going to peel the sticker off and see if there is a screw. I don't think there is. Doesn't feel like there is one. No, there isn't. There is no screw. So how does this come apart? It will not beat me. Well, it might do. Let's see if we can wedge it apart. Hydro says hit it with a hammer. I'm not sure, but I've got a reasonable suspicion that if I do that, it may invalidate any warranty that I may have had prior to thwacking it.
Try it on a cheese grater.
Yeah.
Oh no, we don't use cheese grater. We're just grating it with cheese. If the case was the grater, wasn't it?
This don't want to come apart. I wonder if it's a one-time deal. I don't want to ruin it, but it would genuinely be nice to see inside it to see what is in there. But yeah, it's really odd. There's no actual screws holding it together, so it must be plastic just snapped together, which explains the production costs, or lack of. I don't want to come out. Right, it must be at this end. Here we go. Uh-oh. Well, arguably it did say void if removed on one side. Oh, that don't want to come out. Ooh. I don't like it when plastic makes those noises, but it's alright. Don't snap, don't snap, don't snap. Oh yes, there we go. So that's all this inside it. A tiny little... Basically, it will be whatever fits onto an M.2, won't it? So there is basically the drive. So there are multiple chips on there. It looks like there's 4 memory chips plus a controller. So that's actually a good thing. The more memory chips you have, the better, because then they kind of share bandwidth. You'd think that having one would be better, but if you think of it like RAM in a system, dual channel is better because you've got more bandwidth. But because you've got 4 RAM chips on here, depending on how it's configured, that should be pretty good. Let me get my magnifying glass and we'll see what brand of chips these actually are. Christ, I need to clean this. Excuse me. So, right, the controller is a Ray MX. You typing this in, Kath?
No, what am I meant to?
Okay. Don't know. Might be a good idea. RM1. No, actually. Yeah, RM11.
Am I writing this down?
Yeah, please.
Oh. What was it?
So it's Realtek Ray MX. So that's
I don't know how to spell any of this.
Just write it down as it
Wait,
sounds.
I can't find a piece of paper that's not already got a load of lists on because.
Realtek Ray MX. YMX. And the controller model number is RM1135T. And the chips are part number LW ZF 2446 N3 8A 2-B. There we go. I have no idea what any of that means. There is actually a QR code there, so I'm going to try and see what the QR code says. I don't like doing QR codes at the best of times, but this one's hidden, so I'm guessing it's just going to be... No, it's just the the serial number for the drive by the look of it.
By the look of it, you can't see it there.
Let's see what Safari picks up. I think it's going to pick up, yeah, 2 results. That's basically like when you used to search the internet back in the day. There was like nothing on the internet. We remember those days, don't we, Kath? Right, which way did that go in? I don't recall. Must be that way. Oh, remind me why I did this again. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Still rattling around in there a bit. No, Orico, I did not open this at all.
Take's gone. Oh, go in.
Okay. There, good as new. And the sealed sticker is still on there. Happy days. So, yeah, if you're looking for a relatively inexpensive upgrade to an older laptop, then I think these are actually pretty good shout. It's going to be interesting to see what the actual performance is like, but looking at it, it's 4 chips on there. It doesn't appear to have any DRAM cache, which really isn't the end of the world these days anyway. Maybe it has, I don't think it will. But yeah, we'll give it some testing and see how it does. You never know, it might be a very, very cool little drive. I don't think it will be, but you never know. It's cheap and cheerful. And you know what it is, you always get someone comes around and says, oh, I've got this really old laptop and it's chugging along and it takes forever to load into Windows, and it's like, right, you need one of these. A Y20 from Orico. That will fix all of your problems. Potentially. So if anybody's got a laptop they need upgrading and you live in the local Bristol area, then I will possibly do it for you for free.
David Underhill's already just said next week's giveaway, Orico.
Yeah.
Orico SSD. There's some questions in thingy.
Okay, I will have a look. Doman 2000 says 2.5-inch SSDs also so convenient for quickly connecting, testing, recovering, backing up, etc. Oh god, yeah, so much more kind of user friendly than things like your M.2 drives, which can be a real pain, and they're all kind of flopping around in the breeze, aren't they? Granted, they're faster, M.2 drives, but yeah, they always do worry me, especially if they're not in like a decent caddy of some sort. Okie dokie. Right. Next. Dave Werner says, a lot of my ham friends I have upgrade their older PCs with SATA SSDs. Yeah, they're pretty decent. Lord Lucifer says, I find NVMe better than SSD. NVMe drives are obviously quicker, and actually they're cheaper as well at the moment. But there's some instances where an SSD is just a little bit more practical, like quickly transferring data. I wouldn't want to put an NVMe unprotected in my pocket, whereas like a SSD, you stick it in your pocket, it's not a problem at all. And like for transportation purposes or for docking into docking stations, or even an older PC, just quickly smashing it in, connect up a SATA cable, you're done. Whereas with M.2s, normally you've got to find a screwdriver that fits the tiny little screws for the M.2 retainers, then a cooler possibly as well. But I understand where you're going from. Yeah, David Under says, yeah, but older PCs have SATA ports and not often have M.2 ports. That's another big consideration there. They are really convenient. Rasher bought himself a new 4K UHD Blu-ray player for Christmas. A Panasonic DP UB820 EGK. Seemingly they are stopping production of them soon, so I expect prices to shoot up. Okay. Yeah, I really do miss my old movie collection. I had loads of movies, like loads. Probably get on for 500 or more. That was a lot for me. I know some people go nuts and got thousands, but that was a lot for me. Elcom G says, Happy New Year, Steve. I mean, Mike. Thank you.
That's the hair.
It's the hair. Steve Austin. Calf. Right. Visa. Visa. As a person that carries portable M.2 SSDs and works on MacBook Pro at work and works on gaming PC at home, should I upgrade my motherboard to a board that has Thunderbolt 4? Yeah, that is an interesting proposition. I honestly don't know. That is a tough one. Personally, I would probably say no. As a person that carries portable M.2 SSDs and works on a MacBook Pro at work, I would probably get a USB docking station. There's some really good docking stations you can get very cheaply. Thunderbolt 4.
Is that you scrunching that paper? It's lots
Yeah,
of mic
sorry.
rustling.
That's me.
Saying.
I would go with the inexpensive M.2 or USB docking station. We did a review on one actually for Macs on this. You can actually put in an M.2 drive or an SSD into it. Those are really useful, and I would say you'll probably get more benefit out of that. Thunderbolt 4 and Thunderbolt 4 devices are incredibly expensive for good ones. So I would possibly save a little bit and go with the USB one. You won't hit the same sort of speeds, but is speed that important to you? If it is, maybe spend the money on a Thunderbolt one, but if the speed isn't as important, I would go with USB, certainly. Thanos says, hey guys, which GPU should I buy for my 650 watt PSU? Good question. 650 watts, so it depends on what processor you've got. If your processor is like a reasonably modern Ryzen, it probably isn't going to use more than about 140 watts at best. So that gives you a good sort of 500 or so. 650. You could probably get away with something like maybe a 4070, 4060 easy, 4060 Ti easily. Of course, the Intel Arc B750, B580, sorry. Those names are getting really confusing. On the AMD side of the fence, I suppose a 6800 would probably be towards the upper end of what you want to go for without overloading it too much. So yeah, quite a few choices there really. 650 is quite a healthy place to be. Unless you're going like 4070 Super, 4070 Ti or above. Rasher's asking, is a New Year's stream on the cards, Mike? I think so, yeah. When is New Year's Eve? Is it Tuesday?
2 more days in that. Yeah, Tuesday it'll be.
Oh, the thing's over there, isn't it? The bloody calendar. Can't see.
Yeah, because I go into my mum's on
First,
Tuesday.
yeah, Tuesday night. It's a possibility. It's a distinct possibility. I'm getting a bit of a sore throat at the moment, so I don't know, but I would say it's a possibility. If there is going to be one, I'll probably let people know kind of middle of the afternoon. I'll put some notifications out so people can be aware of it. Sorry, just looking at Matthew Days is sending me some links here or some information about the Robocop game. Might have to get involved with that. That'll be a few hours of my life I could waste on that. Right, let's have a look. Oh, something else I want to quickly unbox. I want to get your opinion on this actually and see what you think. This is a gamepad. Now I know gamepads aren't really everybody's cup of tea, but this one actually ticks a lot of boxes for me. So it's by a company called GameSir. Now, up until very recently, the brand GameSir meant absolutely nothing to me. So it's actually on one of my MSI game controller videos. I think it's the GC30 or maybe the GC20. And someone said, am I better getting this or the GameSir Nova Lite? And I'm like, what the is a GameSir Nova Lite when it's at home? And it's basically one of these. This is actually surprisingly cool. I wasn't expecting to get what I did for the money. So these are about 25 quid at the moment. And this is Bluetooth and wireless and also USB. And bizarrely, it's got Hall effect controllers. So basically you don't get stick drift, which is awesome. That is often the problem with joysticks, that they don't last long because they get stick drift, or the sticks aren't particularly accurate. But this one's actually very cool, and it comes in what I think is actually an amazing little carry case. So all you do is unclasp that from the front, and then you get the controller. They do it in various different colours and what have you, but I kind of like the white version. I think that looks pretty nice, and it's quite compact as well. But you've got all the usual stuff on there. So you've got your triggers, which are analog, so limited things on there. You've got your bumper buttons. You've got your Hall effect joysticks as well. So they're basically going to be kind of perfect for the lifetime, and you've got a very subtle click to them, but you know you've clicked it, so that's pretty nice. You've got your A, B, Y, Z buttons, usual sort of stuff. Your middle button to turn it on and to open up game store and all that kind of stuff. But USB-C, excuse me, USB-C, and a cool thing you can do is you can, depending on what you want to use it for, you just press the home button and one of the 4 pads on the top. So it defaults to be in Xbox mode, or Xbox game controller. So you do that. If you press the B button, it goes into Bluetooth mode. Press X, goes into Xbox mode. Press Y, it goes into Android mode. And press A, and it goes into Switch mode. So you can use it on the Switch, you can use it on Android devices, you can use it on your Xbox, you can use it, it basically will emulate a PS4 controller. It's got rumble built in as well, and the battery seems to last for basically forever. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. For 25 quid, you can't go too far wrong. Who's that from? Jack Kugelmass, become a supporter. Thanks very much, Jack. Much appreciated. Thanks for helping support the channel. Awesome. So yeah, that is kind of basically where it's at. It's, in terms of its feel, if you look at it, it's got a very Xbox One kind of look to it, and the kind of the feel of it. But yeah, I find it quite comfortable. I was playing some Rocket League the other night, giving this a bit of a test, because I thought, well, I bought it first of all, and I thought, yeah, this is pretty cool, but I couldn't get it to work with the wired connection for some bizarre reason. That, like, what I actually wanted to use it for, which is wired connectivity, it wouldn't register. So you can go to the GameSir webpage. There's an app for mobile. There's an app for PC as well, for control. And I did a firmware update, and it all started working perfectly. But then I couldn't get it to work on something else. And then they said, right, there is an issue with the firmware, so you have to downgrade it to an earlier version. So I downgraded it, and it's absolutely perfect. So yeah, I was playing a bunch of Rocket League the other night on this, and it's a really nice controller. I'll give you a close-up of it so you can see what it's actually like. I've got a few things about it which I would prefer to have been improved. So the buttons around here for like the menu and what have you, ideally I would like them to have some sort of a little bit more of a visual thing, and possibly the buttons to be color coded. But I know because this is a multi-controller, or it's designed to work with multiple systems, they don't all have the same color coding. So that does actually make a lot of sense why they've done it the way it is. Arguably, if you wanted to, you could put, or 3D print some things to go around the outside edge if you really felt like it, or just get a little pen, just permanent marker, and just dot it or something, if that was really such a problem to you. But the actual look of it and the feel of it, it's actually a really nice controller. And again, for 25 quid, the option of USB Type-C connection, wireless with a dongle, or Bluetooth as well, there basically isn't really a device that it will not connect to. And even better still, the wireless dongle even fits into the little carry case as well. So if you're maybe going around to a friend's or something to have a bit of a game night, especially this time of year, yeah, just plug that in, press the button on there to sync it. Happy days. It's a pretty cool little set, and for again 25 quid or thereabouts. Sometimes I've seen them on some places for like 30, but even for 30 quid, it's still a lot cheaper than an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller for that matter. So, yeah. I kind of like it, and the fact that it's got its own little case, so you can just chuck it in your bag and not worry about getting crap into the buttons and what have you. I think it's pretty cool. So, have you heard of GameSir? Have you heard of the GameSir Nova Lite? And are you thinking of buying one? I am.
Should we give some membership?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Done.
Right. Kath's giving away some memberships because she's made some mistakes tonight, so in order to remedy them.
Oh, I'll never live that down, will I?
No. So we're giving away 5 Mike's Unboxing reviews and how-to memberships. One to Stephen Miller, one to the White Bunny, one to Neil Mason, J. Clyde 1806, and Doro Sodoru. There you go. You got some free membership for a month, so you can get early access to videos and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, what time is it now? We're coming up on. I think I've done everything that I needed to do in this stream. So yeah, I'll give you the 5-minute warning. If you've got any last-minute questions, now would be a very good time to ask them, and I will answer your questions. Yeah, my voice is starting to go a bit now. So Rasher says, do you calculate your own VAT and tax, Mike, or use an accountant stroke bookkeeper? We calculate ourselves. Yeah, we're not VAT registered because we don't earn enough money. So yeah, it's just we work on the cash in, cash out system. As with the inland revenue, you get the option cash in, cash out, or you can do like a proper books thing. We do the books, but we just do it. I give them the final figure. This is what we had left over after expenses, etc. And how much money would you like to take off us?
I'd like an accountant.
Kath would like us to get an accountant. I'm not too sure because a couple of accountants I've been to or spoken to, they basically don't understand YouTube or how it works at all.
There is that.
So trying to find an accountant which actually knows how YouTube works and donations, tips, expenses, stock, etc. Like all this stuff, like if I buy this controller, yes, I might use it, I'll show it in a review, but also it's likely it's going to be kept in stock because I've got my other controller on the desk, which I'll probably end up using until it breaks, and then I might use this one. Yeah, it's a difficult position to be in because you buy parts and it's like, well, that's a business expense because I need it to build a PC. And because we sell PCs as well and build PCs for other people, it's really like, when does it become yours or when does it become a stock item? And yeah, it's really weird. I wouldn't like to be my bookkeeper, to be honest with you. Skystalker says, I never win a free membership. It's rigged. Get in. I don't think you can because you're a member. I think if you're a member, you can't win a membership. I might be wrong in that. They might give you a month free. I don't know. I don't think we've ever had someone who is an existing member win a membership. I don't remember that ever happening. Although saying that, I think Matthew Day possibly won one whilst he was a member. So he got 2 months of membership.
Or did he win one when he just...
But I'm not
because
sure.
it would expire on the same day, wouldn't it? Though?
I don't know.
Is it a 30? Maybe it was in February when it was 28 days, I don't know.
Nick Barton says, I use my Easy SMX wireless controller on Wreckfest, and after a hiccup connecting, it was totally great. Seems smaller than the Gamester, to be honest. Yeah, the Easy SMX, they were good controllers, actually. We had a load of those. I had about 4 at one time. I think Kath's got one on her desk. No, you got the Xbox one, haven't you? I think you got the fake Xbox one. No, yours is a genuine Xbox 360 one.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't got a box in the middle.
Is it not?
No, but it might be like
Oh
that.
yeah, no, there, that is the Easy SMX one, I think. Yeah, Kath's still got the Easy SMX on her desk. The wired one.
Where does it actually say it on there? Doesn't say it on there.
Rasher says, why did you laugh, Mike, and cough when saying we tell them what we make? Yeah, it wasn't a Freudian slip. I actually, when it comes to doing the accounts, me and Kath are like super honest to the point of like stupidity, I think. So there's a lot of stuff that we could probably claim for, which we don't. But I don't want to be kind of doing my own books and cooking them because I would never remember what I lied about. And yeah, that's always been my thing. I can't remember lies. I really struggle with that. And so if the tax man turned around and said, yeah, I struggle with truths to remember. If I had to remember something I had to lie about, like, oh yeah, how did I put this through? I don't bother. It's easier just to write down everything I've bought, write the receipt, the explanation of what it is and when it is and what it was for. And if it ever turns around that any of my accounting is inaccurate, then I'll just put my hands up and say, well, I did it to the best of my knowledge. Which, when you're signing off your tax return, there's a thing at the bottom that says, is this to the best of your knowledge, blah, 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 blah. You just have to sign it and say, yeah, this is to the best of my knowledge. And I've read through the tax forms, and if anyone's seen tax forms, you'll know how convoluted and legalese written it is. They're really hard to understand. So I'm doing my very best to pay probably too much tax, but in the hope that I'm doing the right thing. You never know.
That's why I want an accountant.
Thanks, Irie Wolfman, for the multiple likes. Much appreciated. Brick says, night all, see you Tuesday evening. No worries, see you later, mate. Irie Wolfman says, you can't win if you have it. I think that is right. Alessa says, I'll never win a membership because I was born without a member. Sky says, I figured I'm happy to pay. Thank you. We do appreciate it. Genuinely we do. Joe Barnes says, Lauren starts college in September and would like to have a laptop for taking notes in class. Any advice doing criminology and psychology? To be honest with you, most people are going to hate me for saying this, but I would probably get an iPad.
Okay.
Yeah. Modern iPads, especially the iPad Air, is basically a computer. They're really good. The accuracy for the touchscreen is excellent for taking notes and for dictation and all that kind of stuff. They're really, really good. I would say you'll probably get better mileage out of an iPad. But if you do want a laptop, something like the Hewlett-Packard, was it the G9255 from eBuyer.com. Very good value for money. Probably going to be less than like $379, I think, at the moment. Under £400 anyway, on offer. I bought the older version, which is the G8255, which I've got here, which I use from time to time. I think I'm pretty sure it's the 255, the 245. Model numbers are getting smaller, or my eyes are getting worse. Yeah, this is the 245 G8. So go with the 255, I think, is the slightly better version. The first two numbers, the 24 and the 25, relate to the screen. So the 24 is a 14-inch, the 25 is a 15-inch. And I find that the 15-inch, I wish, in hindsight, I'd have bought the 15-inch version, because you get the number pad and a wider screen. I do miss having a number pad sometimes, and a wider screen. But, yeah, these are really good. The 245, really popular. They sell absolutely tons of them. Battery lasts forever. You can put them into low power mode and they just go on and on and on. This thing, yeah, I've dropped this a few times and yeah, it's basically indestructible. It's all plastic, but it's pretty good plastic. ABS plastic, I think. Joe Barnes says, thank you, Mike. Lightweight as well. Yeah, that's the thing with the iPads, you can get like nice covers for them as well. If they got an iPhone as well, it's kind of like a nice ecosystem to be in. Charles says, I was awake for about 2 hours. I had a plumber come. My toilet drain pipe has a pinhole in it and it's leaking into the unit below. Oh dear. Skystalker says that Microsoft Surface is a good compromise. Yeah, actually, to be fair, if you got the money, you don't mind spending out for the extra RAM and stuff, the Surface line are excellent. Now, I was really, really lucky because I was gifted a Surface Pro from Microsoft when I was working at Casualty. And yeah, that thing was awesome. It was really, really good. Very portable. The touchscreen was excellent. Yeah, when it comes to putting together a Surface device, Microsoft do a flipping excellent job. And I would say, arguably, for me as a PC user, I would probably prefer Surface over an iPad. Or a MacBook even. Although, I don't know, MacBooks are pretty good. Sky says, wife has a non-RT Surface and loves it. Yeah, they're really good. In fact, when we first started doing live streams, I used to run the live stream from a Surface. I used to have a little Surface there, plugged in with a USB thing for a webcam, and yeah, it was amazing. Love that thing. Nice little screen, touch screen as well, so I could answer questions and stuff. I missed it actually, the Surface. It was really good.
What happened to it?
Sold it.
To
I think.
I say.
No, I'm pretty sure it was sold to Glenn. Pretty sure Glenn had it. iRolfman says iPad docked to a monitor and becomes an iMac. Yeah, pretty much. Rasher says I paid €3,800 back in 2006 for a Sony Vaio 17-inch laptop, mainly because it had a newly released Blu-ray player. Nice. Pixel tablet, yeah, potentially that's a good idea as well. Viali says nothing crapple is good, Mike. New Surface running ARM are awesome. I'm yet to try one of those. I think they probably would be good in terms of for kind of schoolwork and college work and note taking. With that really long battery life, going to be awesome. For gaming and stuff, it's going to be, obviously it's going to suck. But for doing what it's designed to do, or best for, yeah, I think that's a pretty good shout. Dylan Green says, Mike, I need help. Go on then, fire away. Let's see. Glenn, speak of the devil, are your ears burning? Glenn says it's a bit late tonight. Hey all, you know where is. Hey, we all got family stuff to do. Glenn, did I sell you the Surface Pro? I think it's a Surface Pro 3, if I remember rightly. I think I did. I think it was you that had it.
Oh, I thought you meant Glenn at Casualty.
I could be wrong. No.
I thought that was a bit of an odd one.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Glenn, because I think he already had one and wanted another. I could be wrong. Dylan Green, what do you need help with? Let me know. I don't think I can contain myself. And again, welcome, Glenn. Thanos asks, what was your oldest computer, Mike? Or which was your oldest computer? What, talking like my first computer? I think the oldest computer I had was, that I actually owned myself, was probably the VIC-20. Commodore VIC-20 back in... I think it was 84. It might have been 85. I think it was 84. It might have even been 83. 84 is a very poignant year because of the music at the time. But I can't remember whether I had it prior to that or not. I'm trying to think, 84. So I was... yeah, it might have been 85. Might have been even 86. Not too sure. Glenn says, yes, I believe it was me. See, I remembered. Glenn's a good lad. He takes all my crap. Sky said he had a TRS 80 Model 1 with 16K circa 1977. Robert Ecott in the house. How you doing, Rob Ecott?
What's my escort doing nowadays?
Robert Ecott, for those of you who don't know, I worked with, well, I say worked with, we worked in the same building for Beacon Motors Citroen, a Citroen dealership in Bristol, but back in the mid-90s. And Kath at the time was driving a Mark III Ford Escort 1.3 Estate, and Rob had a Mark III Estate, Mark III, he wanted to make it into like an XR3i lookalike, and he needed a new engine, because I think it was like a 1.1 or something, or he needed an engine. And the engine in our car was alright, but the bodywork was absolutely knackered. And I think, if I remember rightly, Rob can clarify this, but I'm pretty sure he said that he was amazed that he actually managed to get it home in one piece, because the only thing holding the car together, the front to the back, was the engine and the gearbox. It was basically rusted away from the door frame through to all the hinges and like the windshield. Basically, there's like the front end was ready to just come away, almost like a scene out of the Blues Brothers.
But it was fun driving through puddles, and your feet would get wet.
Kath used to drive through puddles in that car, and my feet would get wet. It was proper Flintstones. But yeah, ZX81. I think I had a ZX81, but I think I had that after the VIC-20, if I remember rightly. I'm pretty sure it was after. It might have been before. It's a little bit of a kind of a weird time, because I don't know, like 9 or 10. And the memories kind of fade in and fade out, don't they? So I'm not too sure. But yeah, the ZX81. The legendary ZX81, where if you put the RAM pack in, if you kind of flexed it a little bit too much, it would like just stop working. Mad times. Rob Ecott says, yes, 1.1, it was a health hazard. I honestly didn't know it was that bad. I didn't really ever look at the car. I just was a passenger in it. So, can't blame it. Yeah, Red Knight says there, with a RAM pack ZX81. Rasher says, my first PC was a Gateway 2000 P5 7500 MHz back in 1996. They had their main showroom just 5 minutes drive from my house. Awesome.
The ordinary dudes in.
Dylan Green says, I don't know where to plug the wires in for the GameMax liquid cooler and don't want to risk breaking my PC. Well, we've done some videos on the GameMax cooler, so you can refer to those. If you're still getting stuck, head over to the Discord. I'll put links in the chat for that now. So head over there, you go to one of the PC support rooms, and hopefully someone will point out where the wires go on your particular motherboard. If you can take some pictures and post them, that'd be awesome. That'd be very helpful, but it's not really that bad. It's probably a little bit daunting if you've not done it before, but I'm sure we can help you through it. Obviously, it's difficult for me to do at the moment because I'm in a live stream, but head over to the Discord and someone will try and figure it out with you. Hello, Thomas from Greece. How you doing? And the Ordinary Dude is in as well, I believe Kath said. Did you say that, Kath?
Sorry?
Did you say Ordinary Dude is in?
Yeah.
So I can't see.
Just above, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Ordinary Dude. There we go. It is Ordinary Dude's birthday. We gave you a shout out at the beginning of the stream. So many happy returns. Hope you've had a fantastic birthday. And Ordinary Dude had an AMC Gremlin with a hole rusted in the floorboard. Oh yeah, AMC. I was thinking computers? That's a truck or a car. Mark Berry says, I had a ZX81, always ended up taking them back to the shop, used the RAM pack with a load of blue tack. Yeah, the blue tack mod. David Underhill says the VIC-20 was probably before the ZX81. I think it was. I think the VIC-20 came out in 82, maybe 83. I can't remember if the VIC-20 came out before the Commodore 64 or whether or not it came out because the Commodore 64 was too expensive for some people, so they had the VIC-20 as the kind of cheaper option. They later on had the Commodore 16, and also they had the Commodore 16 plus 4. I often had a Macintosh 128K with a trackball. That's as old as I get. Nice. Red Knight says he had an elastic band to keep the RAM pack in place on the ZX81. Awesome. Yeah, Viali says, not really a computer. My first electronic video game was a Binatone with the paddle things. Tennis with the white lines. I'm sure that had a light gun as well. Did it? I think there was the Intellivision multi-game and the Binatone 6-in-1, I think it was called. And you had tennis, doubles tennis, a shooting game as well, I seem to recall. And a couple of other like bouncy board game things. It's good times.
Cool. Square.
Squares, yeah. Yeah, they were squares, yeah. Viali says, yes, it did, yes. Awesome. Patrick LaBelle says he had a VIC-20 before. Yeah, trip down memory lane. Nikos says, what are you all talking about? Just joined. We're talking about retro PCs, because we're all pretty old farts here. we're all experienced computer users, let's say. Some more experienced than others. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, some of us have got a little bit more mileage on than others. We're like used cars.
Held together by the... What would you be held together by?
I don't know. Oh, it's got cat hairs on it. Nico says he's too young then. No worries. Right, I think that is pretty much it. We're coming towards 11 o'clock. I've actually got to go to work tomorrow in the shop. That sucks. Rob, if you're still watching, if you want to pop into the shop and say hello tomorrow, I know you've probably got better things to do, but otherwise me and Luke will probably end up going slightly mad. I can't imagine there'll be many customers in tomorrow. So if you've got any comments or questions on this video or other videos, leave your comments on the videos tonight, because when I'm in the shop tomorrow and I'm supposed to be working, I'll be answering your questions. So make sure if you've got any questions, you fire them into us. And also, I will be keeping an eye on the Discord as well. I'm putting a link for that in the chat as well. Other things as well, if you want a cheap Windows license key, and I don't mean just a cheap Windows license key like all these other YouTubers are trying to pawn you for like 15 quid or $20 or whatever crazy amount of money it is, premiumcdkeys.com/Mike's Unboxing, you're going to get a license key for about 3 quid, if not less.
£2.89, I think our last one was.
£2.89 is the last we paid for them with the discount code. And they're only about £3.50 without the discount code. It's not a lot of money. So if you need a Windows license key, or even you need Office for your computer, rather than spending hundreds of pounds on Microsoft Office or continued subscriptions, you can pick up Office for about 15 quid at the moment. And it's the Pro Plus version, so you just install it, don't have to worry about all that registering nonsense, just boom, get it on. You don't have to have a Microsoft account, any of that nonsense either. It's all good. So if you do want to save yourself an absolute fortune,
upgrade. You
can basically buy the Windows 10 Pro, use that to activate Windows 11, and also buy Office 2021, I think it is at the moment, for less than 20 quid all in.
Probably less than what those cheap CDs.
Which is actually cheaper than some of those other YouTubers sell their license keys for. Damn YouTube. One day I am going to do one of those videos where I expose all of those rip-off merchants trying to sell the license keys for loads and loads of money. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let you lot be the ones who actually know about these things.
Right.
I should expose them, really. I really want to.
Rob will be in for his bushes tomorrow.
Ah, nice one.
Is that code?
I think it might be. Good stuff. I'll be in. Awesome. Right. I think that will be it for tonight's stream. Sky says I've used Premium CD keys for 5 years now, and it just works. It really does. And Joe's got to go to work tomorrow as well. Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? Anyway, right. Thank you all so much for your contributions, and also for joining us on this stream tonight. Hopefully you've had a reasonably enjoyable time. If you have, smash the like button if you haven't already. If you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, maybe consider hitting the chime. No, Christ,
You did this earlier.
I'm getting rusty at this shit. I really am, and I say it almost every single day at least once.
Is his mantra in the mirror?
Yeah, I say it in the mirror while doing the ohms. Yeah. If you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, maybe consider hitting subscribe and chime notification. That will be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. And hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. And hopefully, if we can, we'll try and do a live stream on New Year's Eve. So if you've got nothing better to do than watch some fat old git from Bristol making a PC, then you're more than welcome to join us. I certainly hope you do. And we look forward to seeing you if you do. Otherwise, I think that's it. I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and yeah, I always said all that crap. Night everybody, catch you later, and yeah, don't forget, head over to the Discord if you want to continue chatting to other like-minded nutters. Thanks for watching, see you later, have a great weekend and the rest of your Christmas holiday stuff. Say bye, Kath.
Bye.
Bye.